soft drinks for $1. Wendy's has any size a la carte $1 soft drinks. Coke, Sprite, strawberry Fanta, whatever you want. Any size soft drink for $1? Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
We want you to be like Justin, because Justin won $1,000 listening to Real Radio.
I've been trying for so long. This is epic.
Epic indeed, Justin. Epic indeed. What were you doing when you heard the keyword?
Pressure washing a deck area.
Well, Justin, now it looks like you can pay somebody to do that for you.
I'm Justin from Orlando, and I just won $1,000 listening to Real Radio 104.1.
Be like Justin. Listen for the keywords, enter on our website at realradio.fm, and then answer your phone when you get the call. Pressure washing offense not required. This contest presented locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Tim Dillon. Thursday nights on the side stage, we host the best open mic in the Central Florida area. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available with parking discounts offered to all guests who park in the Point Orlando garage. Get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. That's orlando.funnybone.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm Kaufman & Lind. 816. That's how many times you hear my voice a month on this station telling you should hire my law firm. Now, that seems like a big number, but it doesn't compare to the other 50,000 commercials you hear. So hopefully, I'm less irritating than the rest of us. Be well. Contact us at oneunits.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Offices, Orlando.
These days, everything in Orlando costs more. But a single line at Verizon doesn't. Get one line for as low as $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while coffee is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. And dinner for two has gotten pricey. Verizon, less pricey. Kissimmee rent, that's not coming down. But Verizon, down. One line for just $50 a month. That designer Golden Doodle, so much more. But Verizon, a fair bit less. Even a good old tried and true hamburger will cost you more. But with Verizon, the same tried and true service is now just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Point is, in a world that is always costing more, you can get more for less right now at an Orlando Verizon store. $15 promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
People often ask why I continue to do what I do. For the past 8 years as sheriff, my passion for law enforcement in our community has driven me to make a positive impact. As a dedicated leader, I've introduced new technologies to improve public safety and built programs that strengthen our community ties. Being sheriff isn't just a job for me. It's about making a real difference and ensuring our efforts lead to lasting results by always going the extra mile. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
Sometimes where a crime took place leads you to answer why the crime happened in the first place. Hi, I'm Sloan Glass, host of the new true crime podcast, American Homicide. In this series, we'll examine some of the country's most infamous and mysterious murders and learn how the location of the crime becomes a character in the story. Listen to American Homicide on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search American Homicide and start listening.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. Grand. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. And man, do we have a hot one for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. The OG News Lady is back. Woke News with Deb will happen at 3:24 o'clock. We have Animal House. 2 segments with our buddy Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training. If you have an animal with a problem, namely a dog with a behavioral issue, if he's a humper or a jumper, we got you covered there. 5 o'clock hour, Scott Maxwell. We're going to go over the amendments up for vote in the state. We'll go over that with Scott Maxwell. Trivia tickets to Rocktoberfest and the Orlando Beer Fest and other stuff, Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Other stuff, Jackson. Plus, we'll do You Heard It Here First. Your call, text, and talkbacks all day long. Plus, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000. Welcome back. I am your I'm your host, Jim. To my left.
Welcome back, Deb.
To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight-head producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. While you're there watching, give us a like and subscribe. That's the payment we ask. That's it. And the payment is $0. A like and subscribe. That'd be wonderful. Your 3 o'clock keyword is GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. GRAND, that is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
Get you that money.
That's right. How you guys doing today? Everybody good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
We have a lot to
Better
get to
than
today.
Diddy.
Yeah. Oh, is there more Diddy stuff?
No, there's always Diddy.
Oh, yeah, there's always Diddy stuff for sure. Well, where Diddy wasn't this weekend for sure was in Miami, where the Tay train stopped and then went to Taylor Swift. Now, I just told Deb right before we came on the air, because we've been in here for about 45 minutes, an hour or so together, and I haven't asked a question about Taylor Swift. So the last thing I did is I looked at Deb and said, I didn't ask you anything because I want to hear it on the air. All right, so for people who do not know, you took your beautiful mother, by the way. The photographs on our Instagram page or our Instagram feed are absolutely priceless. Your mother is the most adorable thing ever.
Isn't she? She's cuter than a bug's ear.
The most adorable thing you've ever seen in your entire life, with the most beautiful smile. You can see where you get your beautiful smile and wonderful eyes from. She's an absolute treasure. And she's, older than your normal Taylor Swift fan, would you say?
No, not when you go to the show.
Really?
I was thinking that. I was thinking, you guys, think of an artist right now that appeals to your youngest granddaughter, your youngest daughter, right? 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, all the way up to her grandmother, singing along to the same songs with the same fervor.
She's an anomaly for sure. She's a generational transitional talent.
Gosh.
And the shows are. I was talking to Celine. Celine went to the show in Tampa that my wife went to and said it was best show she ever saw. And Celine said it was genuinely amazing. Here's a guy who goes to a lot of shows, sees a lot of concert, has since he was a kid, and he said it was mind blowing. You have to suspend the fact that you're watching the poppiest of all pop music and understand what you're watching is a very, very skilled, very talented entertainer do their thing at the nth level.
And you understand why she kind of breeds that sense of loyalty from taking the sing-along train with Brightline, by the way, you guys.
Oh, yeah. It's the real.
Oh.
Is it the real?
Oh, dude.
It's the only way?
Why would you drive? After taking the train, I kept looking at my mom and saying, so do you like traffic? No. Do you like all the tolls?
Yeah.
No.
Do you like sipping cocktails while you ride?
Do you like having a big, spacious bathroom that you can go in and use? You don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to measure the liquids. You get to go to South Florida for less than it would cost you in gas and tolls and having to eat fast food at a toll plaza
Wow,
or
man.
at one of the
Yeah.
comfort areas or whatever.
Sure.
It was just it's the way to go.
It is the way to go.
It is the way to go.
I love hearing
you
that.
gotta go Brightline. You
I
just
l-
really do.
I love hearing that because I would tell you that the video that you sent that you put up was absolutely. I was like, I want to be there. What am I doing?
It was so fun.
Like it looked so much fun. It looked spacious. It was clean.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Kudos to Glory and Bam and the rest of the promotion staff. They were hustling 3 days of these sing along Taylor trains from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And our promotions crew was there in Orlando all the way to Aventura. But
Wow.
I can say, I'm not built for the 24-hour concert experience anymore,
That's
man.
what you're
That
thinking anymore.
was
That's a big.
leaving at 10:30 in the morning on Sunday and not getting back until 6:45, pulling into my driveway on Monday morning.
Ooh, fuck.
Yeah, and there was, it was.
Did you sleep on the train back?
No, because there's
Yeah,
this
party
little
crazy,
thing.
Jack. What are you, crazy? What are
No,
you doing?
not
What's
at
wrong with
all. By then, the crowd
Jaeger
was
shots?
like, anybody sings along.
Yeah, we're donezo.
And we're going to T-Swizz your ass.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Right.
wants to get some sleep, but then there's this thing that the train conductor does every 30 seconds. It's called blowing the horn.
Oh, yeah, because they're going through all those
these
paths.
intersections.
Oh, it's the same thing in Maitland. All the business owners hate because as they come in, they're like,
Oh, yeah.
like, well, come on.
Exactly. But I mean, it's also like as easy it is to sleep
yeah.
on a plane, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
plus you're so amped up from the show, and
yeah.
it was an experience.
Okay, so how was the show?
The show was phenomenal, beyond my expectations, and I have to give her all credit in the world because she got rained on.
Did she really?
But
that's the thing for her. I don't know. There's like a weird group of photographs where she refuses to get off stage regardless of the weather. Like there's a whole series
yeah.
of shows where she just got inundated with rain, but she stayed right out on stage and done. I mean, there's hundreds of photographs.
Let me tell
of her
you what.
performing like that. She just simply won't stop it unless it's, of course, unsafe for the audience.
Of course, or for her crew and
Right,
her
yeah.
dancers and stuff. But us in the cheap seats, even though they weren't cheap, didn't get wet. But everyone down on the floor who paid all that
Oh,
big
yeah,
money
yeah.
to be so close to the stage,
Oh,
and
yeah,
as soon
but-
as you saw the rainfall, you saw them running for the exits.
Was it? Did it rain the entire show?
Pretty much. I mean, almost till
Wow.
toward the end where it didn't, but she performed the entire time, costume changes and everything, about a 3-hour show. But there is one thing when you know you're in Florida.
Which is?
About 10 minutes before the end of showtime, everyone's like, encore or not, let's get to the car.
Let's get out of here.
Because the traffic.
Was a nightmare.
The
In
traffic.
in Miami is one of the worst.
Oh.
It is one of the worst areas. You're just pinched down there with only 3 places to go.
That's it.
Actually, only 2 places to go. You can't go west. There's nothing there. I don't know if you noticed. There's a little thing down there called the swamp.
Yeah.
That's hundreds of thousands of acres.
So kudos again to Brightline for having that shuttle service set up to take us to and from the concert, because
So smart.
so it is, because you had to take a shuttle to get to the Uber lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how far that was.
Goodness gracious.
So we had a great time. It was, but this is the other aspect of these modern times. I have been in a state of panic since October of last year because they don't send you paper tickets.
Oh, yeah.
So if something happens to your phone,
Oh, yeah, you're
in the
donezo.
12 months that you paid that much money for all those tickets.
You're telling the guy who just added 26 tickets to the Buccaneer football game to his phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
And a bus
Jack.
parking pass.
You should duct tape that thing to the small of your back.
Seriously,
And then wear high
seriously.
shorts.
That was the biggest worry over the last year was, please don't let me lose my phone. Please don't let anything happen to my phone, because everything is on this phone.
Well, I'm so glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Can you give us an idea of what the totality of the trip cost? Can you give us a realm of what it would have been?
What it would have been?
Or what it is? I mean, can you give us was it between 800 and 1200?
You're cute. I didn't even get the tickets for that amount. Yeah, I don't want to say because I don't want my mom to hear. But
Okay,
let's
good,
just say it was.
We know that it was more than 1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, the tickets alone. I mean, and we were not.
Yeah.
We were almost behind the stage. I mean, we still got a big TV screen, but we were. I think that's Taylor.
Oh, wow.
But it's the vibe. You're
Yeah,
there
yeah.
for just so much more
You
than
see-
just seeing her.
Yeah, can I tell you, it's worth the money to see teenage girls cry.
Given the weather, were you happier with your seats than being exposed to the elements?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's-
that's what-
We're too old for that.
I got binoculars instead of rain, kid.
and that's why they set up the screen. So all in all, if if your kid wants you to go to a Taylor Swift show, it's definitely worth the experience. I have never walked out of a concert knowing more people than I walked in knowing. Just made friends on the train. We all looked out for each other. Hey, Riley and Jess.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Riley and Jess.
Yeah, they're P1s. They're listeners. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely a good experience. So if your wife or whomever, your husband wants to go see Taylor Swift, spend the money. Go see Taylor.
That's right.
Got that, Jimmy?
Yeah. If your 30-year-old husband approaches you for Taylor Swift experience, first thing you should certainly do is just get the tickets. Don't ask any questions. Just grab those tickets.
Hey, there were many couples there holding each other while they sang to the lyrics.
Yeah.
No judgment from you, Colbert.
All right, 407.
Keep your butt out.
916-1041. Text us 77031. I went to the Book of Mormon last night. Had a great time. Right?
You scared me there for a second.
I got to tell you, man. It just last night was media night. I think it was the first night the show opened. The cast is wonderful. The production's always great. They do a wonderful job.
Oh, they said that show is phenomenal.
But let me tell you something. If you have, you really have to, it is very crass and it is very secular. Let's say that. I can say it's incredibly secular.
All right.
Because, it's basically
secret underwear in this thing.
Taking massive shots at not just Mormonism. I mean, just organized religion and the idea of faith in general. I mean, takes a Gallagher hammer to it. It is like there is no figuring. What's this about? It is none of that. And it is out there, dude. I will tell you this. This is the best thing I can say. It is nothing like I expected. I don't even know to say what I expected from those two, the creators of South Park, but it was in line with South Park, and it took some shots. I mean, shots.
What I remember, the Church of Latter-day Saints, they don't have a problem with the show because they got factually what they said about Mormonism is correct during the show.
Yeah,
wow.
I think that's why they chose it, is because of the things that they say in Mormonism, and then they don't have to deal with the baggage of trying to go after Scientology, because God knows you don't want to deal with that.
No, you end up 6 feet under somewhere.
Or whatever. You could boycott it or whatever. Mormons are too nice to do it even if you hit them. But, it was just, it was bananas good, but man, is it out there. It is out there. And then I had the great experience afterwards of having my truck towed.
Oh, yay.
What?
Had my truck towed last night. That was the experience I got afterwards. The parking lot that I usually park in right behind Dr. Phillips.
Yeah.
Instead of using the machine, because when traffic is there, they block off any traffic you can get in. You can only get into that parking lot if you're parking there, because there's a person there with one of those scanners, like a code scanner.
Yeah.
And usually what you would do is you would get your ticket from the machine, right? Well, the machine has a thing where it tells you, hey, make sure to put this on your dash. The lady didn't tell me any of that. She didn't say, put this on your dash. She didn't do any of that. I encountered her and the guy who was parking us. Nobody said anything about it. I didn't think about it, so I did not put my ticket on the dash, and they towed it. The ticket itself doesn't even say you should put this on the dash.
But you paid
$135 to get my car out last night at 11 o'clock at night.
But you paid to park.
I paid the $20 to park, and I've got it on my phone to prove it.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know if I can take this up with anybody. I mean, I don't know what to do, because, everybody else knew how to do it. I mean, I don't know if I was the only truck to get towed out of there, but they definitely towed me. And he goes, I understand this tow truck driver. God, you guys are the absolute best, and I am being sarcastic. The tow truck driver, completely understanding, of course, or dead asleep in the middle of the night, didn't give a blink, didn't care at all. Look, man, I paid. I got the receipt. I got all this stuff. He goes, man, it wasn't on the dash. I'm doing my job. What do you do? What do you say? He goes, you should talk to the people who run the parking lot. I'm paid to do this. Yeah. I'm paid to clear people out who don't belong there. And that's exactly what happened. But I paid my ticket. I got the ticket. I even made him, when he made the thing, I said, take the picture of this ticket, because the ticket doesn't say anywhere that I should put this on my dash. Nowhere on it does it say that. But if you look at the sign, if you used the machine, the sign next to the machine says, put it on your dash. But by then I've already parked and I'm walking out to the event. If I don't take that path, I don't see the sign that says that.
Who runs it?
Don't even know. So the best thing I can do is just call. I've got a couple numbers. I took a picture of all the signs and accompanying numbers.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll just call them and find out what I can do.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, dude. And I was really happy it was only $135. And to be quite honest with you, I was happy my truck wasn't stolen, because I came from work, so my backpack was in there, so my laptop was in there. I looked at my daughter who went with me to the show, and I said, without that, man, I don't even know what I'd do.
Did she drive separately or she drive?
No, she was with me. So we had to call her husband to come get us
Oh.
at 11 o'clock at night. So I could pay $135 to get my truck back to Josh, who was so understanding.
Just the next block over is where I park every show for $10.
Yeah.
And I never get there.
Yeah, it's just, what? Here's the thing. I know that one's always open, and it's a bird in the bush kind of scenario. I know I can drive right there and park, no problems. So I don't have to worry about getting a space or getting out. It's right there, easy. And it's worth the $10 extra for me. But anyway, all right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is grand, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000.
Don't forget, you had to spend $1,000 on your dog earlier this week.
And I had to buy a generator as well. But we're not talking about those things. It's been a very interesting credit card week for your boy.
Yeah, all that still less than Taylor Swift tickets.
It is just way less. Way less than T-Swizzle tickets for sure. We did find another pair of tickets to the Bucks Bus.
What?
And we will give them away. But here's what you have to do. We love using our talkback system, which, by the way, it's easy. Just go to the Real Radio app or the iHeart app and go to Real Radio. Use that mic to send over your comment. I want you to give me a pep talk, a pirate pep talk. All right, because the Bucks are down to their receivers. We're playing Atlanta, divisional game. Matter of fact, this will be for the lead in the division.
Yep.
I want pirate pep talks. And the best pirate pep talk at the end of the show, you'll go to the Bucks Bus with us on Sunday. Deb, news?
Yeah, we've got AT&T down across the country. Early voting is underway. And which state has the most haunted road in America? We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
You might not have many friends, but we definitely don't. So, hey Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon, east and westbound between Sand Lake and 535 and between the Greenway exit and the 429 exit. No slowdowns or delays to report for those traveling north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic is up to speed for those taking the 408 today. If you see traffic problems, just make sure to call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Guys, not a big secret that the real estate market is changing and booming right now more than ever. And with your home being your most valuable asset, you need a real estate company that's always one step ahead of the market, whether you're buying or selling. And, of course, that is the Nickley Group. These guys sell homes on average for about 6% more. That's thousands of dollars, by the way. And even better, they sell them twice as fast as well. Also, clients on average save about $24,000 when purchasing a home with the Nickley Group. And now with interest rates as low as they've been in a long time, your buying power is about $40,000 to $50,000, $60,000 more than it was just a year ago. That could also be $600 to $700 or $400 to $600 on your mortgage as well. September set the highest average sales price in Central Florida. The money is still out there. Houses still have tons of value here. And the Nickley Group's website is incredible. You can actually get a guaranteed cash offer for your house. That means no showings or open houses, and you can close in just 14 days. You can get your home valued instantly, find out what it's worth, do that using current market data, or you could list your home. Do all that at the NickleyGroup.com. Download their free buyer's guide, man. It is packed with useful information about the home buying and selling process. The NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest presents Rocktoberfest, October 25th and 26th at the Central Florida Fairgrounds at the Orlando Amphitheater. Enjoy live music from Hardwired, a Metallica tribute, the Pantera Experience, Talk Dirty to Me, Poison tribute, and the De Leon Band featuring Bavarian heritage music. Plus great food from Hollerbach's German Restaurant and other vendors. The German beer will be flowing. General admission and a limited number of VIP tickets are available now. Get more info at realradio.fm.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando. Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone?
Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Car accidents can be scary, but dealing with the insurance company can be even scarier. This Halloween, don't get tricked. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Orlando's attorneys.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes. Learn more about your favorite teams and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about. In a good way. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind. I get less than 30 seconds to convince you to hire my law firm, to trust me, to believe in me, to somehow convince you that my firm is going to get you the best results possible. Now, can you do that in 30 seconds? Hopefully I just did. Contact us at whenunits.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Offices, Orlando.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeart app, and it starts with commercial-free Halloween radio. It's the ultimate Halloween soundtrack for the season with spooky hits,
the Monster Man,
fun throwbacks, and all the essential Halloween anthems. Open the free iHeart app. Search Halloween Radio and listen now.
iHeart Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
So a call back to earlier in the week. I think it's safe to assume that Jimmy's ghost has followed him. However, it has currently taken up residence in Jimmy's bank account because it appears to be constantly attacked by it.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, the Colbert Show, Prince of the Islands here. Jimmy, maybe we should do a brew train all the way to Miami, walk around there and then come back again on the brew train. How about that? It's a train. We can take a lot of people too.
Wait for it.
In a quarter of a mile.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. There is Jack, and Deb is back with news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
And Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen Saturday when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. All right, AT&T customers across the country reportedly dealing with an outage. Down detectors showed the issue first started being reported by customers about 1 p.m. Eastern, although I had checked here in Central Florida, some folks reporting problems as early as like 11:40. They've reported issues with cell phone and internet service. It's not yet known how many total customers are impacted, but AT&T has more than 115 million customers across the U.S. All right, early voting is underway in the U.S. in what's expected to be one of the closest elections ever. A University of Florida tracker reports that how many million people have already voted, you guys? This is across the country, by the way.
Across the country?
Yeah.
340 million people.
That's a little high. I'll go under.
No.
I win. No. I won.
Let's see. I think 2%. I'll go 7 million.
All right, Jack?
Yeah, 6.9 million.
Points, Jimmy.
Yo, baby!
Oh, I'm glad.
You're not. Stop doing that. I hate it.
He's doing what you were doing.
I hate
Good boy. Good boy. I like it.
I
The
hate
fact that more people have voted, I think it's a great thing.
It is a great thing.
Yeah, we'll get this. Over 24 million people
Holy ass, really?
have already voted, and that includes more than 2.2 million Floridians.
Wow.
Now, the professor behind the tracker notes the figures do not show the actual candidate votes, and the Washington Post and other outlets have reported an uptick in early voting among people who identify as Republican, though Democrats still hold the lead. Last week, Governor Ron DeSantis signed an executive order giving counties impacted by the recent hurricanes the flexibility to extend early voting this year, and that included Orange County. The deadline to request a mail-in ballot, by the way, is tomorrow.
Yeah, I read a really cool piece about that early voting thing. It is weird how that kind of swings because most people who early vote are elderly.
Right.
And most older people vote red. So it's one of those things that here in Florida anyway, that they're already starting to see a little of that.
I think for a lot of people, the thought of waiting until Election Day and then something happening and you not being able to cast your ballot has a lot of folks going, I'm not going to take that chance this year.
Yeah.
By the way, I know in Lake County, if you're wondering where your sample ballot is, because for a lot of folks, you get your sample ballot, and that's what allows you to do your homework, right? You read up on the amendments, you see where you feel about everything.
I finished mine last night.
Okay.
Late last night, every race I got filled out.
Well, we finally,
Let's go.
my mom checked the Lake County Supervisor of Elections website yesterday and said those sample ballots had just been mailed out and thanked everyone for their patience. Took them a little bit longer to get out because of Hurricane Milton. So they should be hitting your mailbox in the next day or two with still time to do your homework before you go cast your ballot.
Just saying Seminole County had them over a week already. I'd say probably 2 weeks.
Get out of here.
The search continues for a woman who fell off the Taylor Swift-themed cruise from South Florida to the Bahamas last night. The Royal Caribbean cruise ship Allure of the Seas was filled with Swifties, left the port of Miami Monday, and was about 17 miles north of Nassau in the Bahamas when the 66-year-old woman fell overboard, according to the U.S. Coast Guard. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force and the U.S. Coast Guard are using helicopters and airplanes to search for that missing passenger.
Oh, wow. They haven't found her. That's not good.
That is not good. And this also is not good. And I have some real questions here. The search is underway for an Osceola County teenager who disappeared more than a month ago. Why are you just telling us this now? The sheriff's office gave an update earlier today saying 15-year-old Rosie Cristo ran away from her Kissimmee home not far from the Campbell community on September 17th. She was last seen leaving the property in the overnight hours following an argument with her parents. Now, at the time, she was seen wearing a gray shirt with blue stripes on its sleeves and carrying a blue backpack. Investigators say she has shoulder-length hair with purple tips, and anyone with information is urged to contact law enforcement.
Wow.
Like, right?
Yeah,
How do you wait over a month to tell us there's a 15-year-old child missing?
We had a good lead. It just kind of fell apart. We figured put a holler out.
All right. Sarah Boone took the stand Tuesday to share her version of the events in the 2020 death of her boyfriend, Jorge Torres Jr.
Oh, my God.
Boone, accused of second-degree murder, claimed Torres voluntarily got into the suitcase during a drunken game of hide-and-seek, but became threatening while trapped inside. She testified that she was in constant fear of him due to past violence and said she was afraid Torres was going to bust out of the suitcase and harm her.
My fear was that he was going to break out of the suitcase knowing that it was a broken suitcase. Right. His hand started to come through this way. And so I shook the suitcase. Trying to get his hand to go back in, shaking it, and telling him that, please stop doing this. Please stop doing this to me. Please stop doing this to me.
Prosecutors challenged her story, pointing out inconsistencies and questioning her failure to help Torres escape and claimed she had malicious intent to punish her then boyfriend. The defense is expected to rest later today.
Yeah, I walked by when they were doing the arguments. I swear to God, I was like, oh, that sounds like somebody on bath salts trying to explain the Rubik's Cube to a donkey. It's stupid. Like, all of it was just as dumb as you could get. I'm like, shut up and put this dumb bitch in jail now. God almighty.
All right, Seminole County Police are issuing a warning about romance scams.
Oh, man.
The sheriff's office posted the alert on its social media pages saying the FBI reports that nearly 20,000 Americans lost this amount of money. And these types of schemes, these are
the worst, by the way. The romance ones are the worst.
And this is just in 2022.
In Florida or nationwide?
I'm going to go nationwide.
I'd say the average loss is $2,200.
Well, no, this isn't the average loss. This is what 20,000 Americans, the total
okay,
that
I'll
they
take
lost.
the over than that.
This guy's the worst ever. I'll go $7.5 million.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, you're looking. Where did you? I saw that little sachet of the shoulder.
No idea what he's talking about.
You're right. I do have no idea. So I will say $7.5 million and $1 plus.
Did I get shawed? I feel like I got shawed.
You got shawed.
Yeah, it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
Oh, the FBI reports that nearly 20,000 Americans lost more than $700 million.
No way.
Yes, sir.
No way.
And these types of schemes in 2022. And here's the problem. That's probably underreported because people are so embarrassed that they got taken for that amount of money that they will not say anything about it because people are going to look at them and go, how could you?
That's like the Bahamian GDP.
Yeah. So deputies are offering tips for things people need to watch out for while dating online. Officials say scammers will work to gain a victim's trust before all of a sudden having some kind of problem, and they can't get out of it unless you send them the money.
Right.
Anyone who feels like they have been a victim of a romance scam can report it to the sheriff's office non-emergency line. But again, those are the folks that are willing to go on record.
Yeah. I've got a phishing scam in the news today, too, that's insane.
Oh, man.
Insane.
All right, well, Volusia County is trying to help residents who are still dealing with flooding 2 weeks after Hurricane Milton. Crews are working to build a temporary path for drivers on Miller Road. That's an unincorporated area of Orange City. The area has been under several feet of water since that storm hit earlier this month. The county says it's monitoring Lake Miller's levels, which aren't expected to return to normal for another few weeks.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say something worse than that because you tensed up like it was going to be months.
No, but I mean, few weeks.
Yeah.
That's taking you right into the holiday. I mean, it's just officials say they're not going to pump any water out of the lake, though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Because that could cause more flooding in other communities.
Yeah.
So just suck it up, Buttercup.
That's right. You just got to wait. There's nowhere for it to go.
I know. If there is nowhere to...
If there were somewhere for it to go, it would have gone.
But you know what? That's what a lot of people were texting us last week when we were talking like South Sumter and other areas that maybe aren't getting as much attention but are just inundated.
Yeah, they're bad. It's bad out there.
Yeah, a lot of folks are saying this is what happens when you allow this rapid development.
That's right.
People building all these new subdivisions and apartment complexes, and no one is worried about where all that water is going to go. And it ends up in neighborhoods that have never had to deal with it before. Thankfully, after what's been a destructive hurricane season, the tropics are quiet for now. The National Hurricane Center's latest map shows no disturbances and includes the message, quote, tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days, end quote. But that could change. Forecasters say a tropical depression or storm could form in the Western Caribbean late next week. The Atlantic hurricane season runs through November, and they do say having a storm hit in November in Florida is really rare. I know. It offers us nothing, right?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like Florida's like, hold this beer.
Hold my beer.
Hold this beer.
All right. SpaceX has rescheduled the launch of its Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral to today at 5:47 p.m. The mission, which marks the 18th flight for this particular booster, was originally planned for last night. The rocket is going to carry Amazonas 6 Bandwagon 1 and 12 Starlink satellites. Following liftoff, the first stage booster is set to land on the drone ship a shortfall of gravitas in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Got to give props for the names they give their drone ships. I do love them.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it much, but then when they brought that rocket back, they just kind of hang up on that stand. I
have it saved on my Insta.
I'm like, this guy's a dick, but that's cool.
It's very cool. That rocket was 21 stories tall.
I'm like, this guy's cool. This guy's kind of a kook, but that's a cool-ass piece of technology.
Super. All right. Meanwhile, the University of Central Florida is researching technology it believes will define the aerospace and defense industries for generations. The school opened the Center of Excellence in Hypersonic and Space Propulsion earlier today. Alongside leaders of the U.S. Air Force, the state-of-the-art facility will house world-renowned faculty members like Dr. Kareem Ahmed. The U.S. Department of Defense is providing more than $20 million in grant funding to support Dr. Ahmed's research, which will help develop technology designed to fly faster than 5 times the speed of sound.
Yikes.
So being able to get from Orlando to Europe in about an hour.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's a multi-thousand mile per hour.
Like 13,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
All right, a Central Florida Arena is expanding its food options starting this week. 5 new restaurants are going to open at the Kia Center right here in Orlando.
Very nice.
The vendors will serve a variety of meals and drinks ranging from lobster to ice cream.
Right.
The new menus will be available for sporting...
Lobster ice cream?
No.
Yeah, no lobster and ice cream, Jack.
Okay.
2 cheap items over there at the Kia Center.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
a lobster
cheap.
roll there is $655. 3 bites.
I'd rather have my truck towed.
Yeah.
I was going to say, still less than a Taylor Swift ticket. The new menus will be available for sporting events and concerts through the 2024-25 season. People attending the Orlando Magic's first home game, though, of the season against the New Jersey Nets will get to try the latest food options on Friday.
Very nice.
Speaking of food, better get Moons Over My Hammy as soon as you can. Denny's.
I was going to say, that's a Denny's product.
And they're closing 150 of its restaurants.
Really?
The diner chain plans to close 50 of its lower performing locations by the end of the year, with another 100 shuttering in 2025. I can assure you none of those Denny's will be located in the tourist districts right here in Central Florida.
They will not.
They'll still be open.
Did you guys remember the song from Denny's? My wife used to sing this all the time and annoy the kids, like Denny's, da da Denny's, it's a da 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 da. It's to the Flintstones.
The chain operates more than 1,300 restaurants in the U.S. Okay. What state?
Oh, I already hate this.
Out of America's 50 gorgeous states, do you think has the most haunted road in America? Jack, you've been showing Jimmy a lot lately. You should go first.
Sure. Most haunted road, I'll say, yeah. Oh, I know where it's here in Florida.
It may be here in Florida because I think it's that Spook Hill thing down there, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's the optical illusion that makes it look like you're rolling uphill. But I will tell you, there are a number of other ones that are also kind of creepy too. But
that's not haunted, though. I mean,
that's the story. It's like an Indian chief or something or whatever.
All right. So what's your answer?
You know what? I'll go just to be a contrarian here. I'll go
Alaska.
No. Where?
Hawaii.
Will you please shut up?
I love your relationship.
Where's the Salem witch trials? Where was that?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, where I'm going.
That's where you're going, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And Jack, what did you say again?
I said Florida.
Florida. If you're looking for something spooky to do this Halloween, you might want to drive on the most haunted road in America. The car rental company Sixt says a winding 10-mile stretch in West Milford, New Jersey. Is the most haunted road in America.
Is it because of the mobsters?
There are tales of paranormal activity on Clinton Road, including phantom headlights and a ghost boy who throws coins at drivers from Dead Man's Curve.
Really?
I-4 in Florida is ranked second on the Haunted Road report.
That's just because it's a death trap.
Suicide trap. We got to get out while we...
Yeah, we can. That's that Channel 6 thing they did. The Ghost Road out there. They hung that on them forever.
At the base of the bridge over there. Lake Monroe.
Yeah.
And then Bray Road in Wisconsin places third.
Really? Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm about to go do a road map and see where that bad boy is located.
That's kind of cool. Are they always because they're associated with some kind of paranormal thing, or is it?
I guess that's the deal, because you've heard of the ghost children that show up on I-4 and run across the road when people are driving, reportedly from that family of 4, the Germans that were buried underneath the interstate.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what drivers report.
That's what those ghosts are from.
Really? I thought it was from a car crash or something.
No.
Okay. I don't read a lot.
Listen, while you're in Jersey, get this: Airbnb is debuting a recreation of the iconic Beetlejuice house in Hillsborough.
Oh, really?
The recreation of the Dietz residence from the classic 1988 movie Beetlejuice, opened today as part of the company's immersive Icons experience. Now, inside, you're going to find that iconic attic complete with the model town.
That's very cool.
And a glowing green hallway. Cool. Unfortunately, no overnight stays.
Oh, really?
But the home will be available to book for 10 3-hour experiences until November 4th. More will be available between November 16th through the 27th.
Wow.
So go check out the Dietz's house in New Jersey and take the West Milford Road.
Hey, boo! Hey, boo! Hey!
Ghost is wearing a velour tracksuit.
Hey!
The gold chain.
Whoa! Hey!
Hey! And now you all are officially woke.
It's the rankle. You can hear the rankling of the medallion.
we sound nothing like this.
Yeah, right. Watch out, he'll stab you with his Italian horn. It's hollow. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Don't forget to get about 15 minutes or so for your 3 o'clock keyword, which is GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
But I'm a creep.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast on this Wednesday, and it will be another warm day across Central Florida, similar to like what we saw yesterday, if not a degree or two warmer. High of 85 degrees today in Orlando. Mostly dry, only a 10% chance of a stray sprinkle or two. Otherwise, we'll continue on this dry trend as we head throughout the end of the week. Temperatures overall will stay on the seasonable side as well, leading to a very pleasant and sunshine-filled weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Now that the winds have died down after being battered by Hurricane Milton a couple of weeks ago, it really makes you appreciate windows and doors that can keep that severe weather out. The wonderful team over at Renewal by Andersen are seeing firsthand the incredible performance of Renewal by Andersen windows and doors in the face of the storms that recently hit Central Florida. They're having hundreds of clients reach out to them to share their experiences. For example, they're hearing people say how they couldn't have made it through the storm without their windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen, and just as importantly, how their kids felt so safe because the windows provided such an amazing sound barrier. Well, that's because Renewal by Andersen's windows and doors combine chic design with custom-built craftsmanship, providing impact resistance against Florida's extreme weather. And that impact resistance adds a layer of safety for you and your family, especially during hurricane season, and even more so if you live on Florida's coast. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all of the beautiful options available. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Unless you've been totally off the grid, you probably know there's a big election this year. Did you know that there's so much more than the president on the ballot? This year, we are voting for members of the House and the Senate, governors and state legislatures, school boards and sheriffs, and so much more. People are making decisions that shape your future, with or without you. So make sure you vote about it. Don't sit out this election. Make a plan. Vote early, by mail, or on Election Day. Go to whenweallvote.org. Sponsored by Civic Nation.
If you're hosting friends for Halloween, make the party more spirited with Bartesian, the sophisticated cocktail maker that makes over 60 bar-quality drinks in the relative safety of your home. And now, Bartesian is offering an electrifying Halloween bundle while supplies last. Save when you order the premium Bartesian cocktail maker together with the capsule drawer and seasonal cocktails, like the Witch's Heart and Candyman. Visit Bartesian.com/cocktails. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktails.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Get your lawn ready for fall with help from Tools Ace Hardware and Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Stop by one of Tools' 11 Steel locations with service and repair centers for a tune-up on your equipment. Or take advantage of fall savings on blowers, trimmers, and more. Right now, save $50 on the gas-powered MS-250 chainsaw or the battery-powered BGA-57 handheld blower. At Tools, we service what we sell, which means you can bring in your Steel Outdoor Power Equipment to one of our 11 locations for any repairs or warranty issues. Tools is here to help with 13 locations in Central Florida. Visit toolsacehardware.com to find a location near you. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
For over 40 years, Solar Source has stood by Orlando and Tampa. We've weathered storms together. Our emergency service department is here, ready to help you rebuild. Call 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Explore battery backup systems to protect your family. Don't wait. Call Solar Source at 1-800-329-1301 or visit solarsource.com. Solar Source, we're with you every step of the way.
Your Halloween soundtrack starts with Halloween Radio on the free iHeart app.
With your hands on your hips.
Plus custom playlists from every genre and the spookiest podcasts on the planet. Open the free iHeart Radio app, search Halloween, and listen now.
iHeart Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
2025s are here. It's the Model Year End event at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Check out the bold and colorful new 2025 Kicks or used cars from $8,968. And your credit problems are no problem at Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home of the lifetime warranty.
Plus tax and fees with approved credit.
Discover the unmatched value at Core Flooring Center in Winter Park, Central Florida's prime spot for wood, waterproof laminate, and vinyl planks. Explore our stunning showroom with hundreds of styles. Visit us today or check out coreflooringfl.com.
For 36 years, I've dedicated my life to law enforcement. With time, I've gained invaluable experience. And with that experience, a strong desire to evolve. I've worked to transform our Sheriff's Department, ensuring we have the latest technology to protect our community and maintain our commitment to our youth. Being a proven leader means embracing change, because with growth and innovation, we can achieve remarkable results and build a safer community for everyone. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Slow your roll, pretty lady. 5 times the speed of sound. It's about 3,800 miles an hour. Not 13,000. Y'all have a good day. Adios.
Yeah.
Our Captain Jimmy, this is Gary, the popcorn pirate. And do you know how much pirates pay for corn? About $1 an ear. And that's what I'll pay to go on your scallywag schooner this Sunday to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers whip up on the Atlanta Tweety Birds. I will pay popcorn for everyone on the bus, and I will go up there and cheer my heart out. Arr!
Arr! That's a good one, dude. That's what we're doing. That sets the tone.
Yeah.
I love that, a Buccaneer.
That's right.
Yeah, it's your Talk Like a Pirate pep talk.
That's right. Pirate pep talk for the Bucks Bus seats that we only have a couple left. And that's a damn good start, by the way.
Yeah, we have a pair. It's a pair of tickets on the bus and a pair of tickets into the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you want to leave your talk back, your Pirate pep talk, do it now. Go to go to the iHeartRadio app, then go to realradio.fm. Use that microphone you see right there to send your Pirate pep talk over to Jack. We'll pick the best one at the end of the show, and we'll award you those tickets. By the way, big thanks to MCA Transportation and Jersey Mike's, man. You're going to get lunch in this gig, too.
Nice.
Ride to the game, ride back. You can tailgate, bring your own cooler. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then Jersey Mike's box lunch. So, I mean, we got you covered, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
MCA is great. We use them all the time. And I have to tell you, it's weird. Nobody really thinks about that when they have a group event. Everybody's like driving together. And it's really not expensive at all. And you can get a bus to take your group, 40, 55 people or something like that.
Yeah, in the bus we're on, it holds 55 or 56.
Oh, that's a good
with
time.
With the bathroom, music system, the whole 9 yards, to use that to go to and from places. A lot of people don't think about that.
Big comfy seats.
Oh, yeah, man. You can't lose. So thanks, MCA. We appreciate that. And thanks, Jersey Mike's, for being such a great partner. We appreciate you guys as well.
Love it.
For providing us lunch on the bus.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Bus.
They give you a sandwich, some chips, a cookie.
Oh, yeah. You're right. And Jersey Mike's damn good, dude, by the way.
Oh.
Wait, they have, I got to tell you, their cheesesteak is damn good. Actually, all their subs are great.
I like their tiny turkey.
I've only ever gotten the number 13,
That's
the
right.
Italian.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
never had anything else.
Listen, once you break away from Jersey for a minute and get yourself a cheesesteak, those things are glorious.
I'll try. I will probably have something different Sunday, but that just, I don't know. If the Italian's there, I'm grabbing the Italian.
I was going to say, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Usually it's like turkey and cheese or ham and cheese or roast beef and cheese. Sometimes they'll mix it up. I guess it's according to how much money you spend or ask. So, but thanks again, Jersey Mike's. We appreciate that very much. All right, 407-916-1041. I know that sports isn't a big thing to talk about. I know this is kind of weird, but for me as a kid, and as a pitcher, I would always marvel at Fernando Valenzuela, who pitched for the Dodgers back in the 80s and won the 81 World Series. I think he's the only player in baseball history to be the World Series MVP and the Rookie of the Year in the same year. I think he's the only baseball player to have ever done that. And the reason why it was so marvelous watching him pitch is you could reach out and catch it and throw it back to him. I mean, he did not throw the ball very hard.
Oh, right.
And it did not look like it was that hard to hit. But for some reason, in the major leagues, for about 5 years, that dude was untouchable. Screwball was his big thing.
It was. And I remember what was so iconic is he would look away. Like he would always look up.
Right.
So in his windup, he'd be looking like
he'd look to heaven,
to the sky,
and then refocus on the catcher.
Yeah, and it was always the biggest thing. And it's like what are you thinking as a batter? Thinking the guy who's throwing a ball at you is no longer looking at you.
Yeah, he was very humble. He died of liver cancer, and the reason why it was so weird is because he never told a soul that he had it. He suffered in silence. He said he would go to dinner with people and sit there and it would be so excruciating. He would never say a word about it, never mentioned it to anybody. He was a very humble, quiet guy whom everybody loved. And in Mexico, you don't even have to say his last name. He is a stone cold deity in Mexico. They love him. And I believe he's one of the only Mexican MVPs or Rookie of the Years as well.
He was young too.
63, I believe, buddy, if I remember right.
Yeah, 63.
63 years old. So the great...
That's young now.
It is. Oh,
That's
yeah. Are
very
you kidding?
young.
The great Fernando Valenzuela leaves us. Liver cancer. It's unbelievable. All right, 407-916-1041. Daryl Payne coming up in a couple seconds. I see him over there in the wings.
That guy.
Being coy. 2 segments. So if your dog has a problem, and I have to tell you, I have a weird one right now. I have kind of a medical one. I don't know if it's a behavior one. I know he doesn't do vet stuff, but my dog is like having a hard time drinking water right now.
Which one? Your little one?
My little one, the one that just had the problem.
The one that cost you $1,000 this week?
The one that cost me $1,000 this week.
That doesn't know that you had to spend $1,000 on your dog this week.
She grabbed 2 pieces of turkey meat that I'd
and it was turkey meat. It wasn't beef.
Like the most benign of all of the lunch meats. You would figure what could go wrong?
Jimmy Feder turkey meat.
And see what we didn't realize is like had she gotten a little piece of turkey, that's one thing. But she's only 9 pounds, so
you gave her a whole sub.
If you were to cut that turkey up and put it in her bowl, it would be a full
Jack!
bowl.
You're supposed to watch that Italian.
Yeah. But she did not do well with that, and we had to take her to the vet because she was like getting lethargic and nodding out and wasn't drinking water, and it did not look. She was like shaking. It was bad. And then they injected a bubble of water between her skin and her body. Have you ever seen that?
That's called a camel toe.
Actually, I had to do that for my dog that had kidney disease, and that's where you pop in the IV fluids.
Right.
So it creates this water blister
Bubble.
almost like on their back, and then they can slowly absorb
And that's exactly what
the
happened.
fluids because she's not drinking enough and she's dehydrated.
Same thing here, right? So the weird thing is we get one of those. We have one of those things that recycles the water.
Right.
It bubbles it at the top. It's like you load it up with water, and it's got a little bubbler, and it's got a filter in there, so the water's always fresh.
He's so fancy, isn't he, Jack?
And we
very
have
bougie.
And we have 3 dogs. My daughter is with us now for a little bit, and she has her dog, her cat, and then our dog. My son's dog stays downstairs most of the time. So, and I've heard that dogs can get anxiety from drinking water if they have a traumatic incident at where they drink water. Did you ever hear about that?
I think anytime there's something traumatic, it can end up causing an issue.
So we think that there's a possibility because this cat is a pain in the, not a pain in the ass. She's sweet, but she's a cat. So if she's sitting there drinking and, Sadie, my little dog, goes up there and tries to get a drink, cat's ta-ta,
Well, yeah.
And we're wondering if that happened, if like something happened around that drinking bowl where she was like tripped out by an action of some sort and now she's got a fear of drinking. But here's the weird thing. Like at night, there's this like little game. I always bring fresh water to bed to take my pills and stuff with and have some water. And she begs for water from my cup. So I, at the end of the night, we'll make her beg and have some fun with it. And then she drinks the water. The last like 4 or 5 or 6 nights, she hasn't really asked. And it's an every night thing. It's an every night thing. And she hasn't asked or, pawed at me to have any of that water. So I don't know.
Well, if anyone is going to have an answer to that conundrum, Jimmy, it's going to be Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog
for
Training.
Sure. All right, 407-916-1041. We don't want we do want your Bucks Bus Pirate pep talks. So get over to the Real Radio app or the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Use that microphone to send it on down the line. The best one we'll pick at the end of the day, and you can come with us to see the Bucks on Sunday. We'll take a little break. Get back with Daryl Payne. Load them up if you have those problems.
Orlando City kicks off round 1 of the MLS playoffs at Inter-Coast Stadium when they host Charlotte FC this Sunday. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app and is brought to you by WG Sports Center. Discover indoor soccer. For details and to join their team, follow at WG Sports Center.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon, east and westbound between Sand Lake and 535 and between the Greenway exit and the 429 exit. No slowdowns or delays to report for those traveling north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic is up to speed for those taking the 408 today. If you see traffic problems, just make sure to call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you ask anybody who's experienced LASIK surgery, they'll tell you for sure it is one of the best decisions they ever made. Crystal clear vision virtually overnight, and it is painless, and it takes no time at all. And the only thing that they will say is they probably should have done it way sooner. That's exactly what my father-in-law says. Should have done this 10 years ago. Walking around like a new toy. His eyesight so good. No glasses, no contacts. That's what it's all about. What are you waiting for? If you have eyesight issues like that, you wear glasses and contacts and you do not want to do that, get with the Filatowski Eye Institute now with free LASIK consultations. Just text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures, and they have the latest state-of-the-art tech as well that gets you the best results every single time. And don't worry about finances. They have 24-month interest-free financing waiting on you right now. So just make your appointment. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Brought to you by the Capital One Venture X card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to bring you closer to the athletes you love. Literally, with premium travel benefits from the Capital One Venture X card. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when booking on Capital One Travel and access to airport lounges worldwide. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Join us for the fall edition of Harry's Sip and Savor, Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m., featuring Chef Tello Luna's creative menu and Tripping Animals Brewing. Limited seating available. Make your reservations now at harryspoolside.com.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
This is Fonz Wagner of the Orlando Magic.
This is Cole Anthony.
This is Jalen Suggs.
This is Paulo Banchero of the Orlando Magic.
And you're listening to the Pod Squad.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's premier podcast, featuring the most exclusive and engaging interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Listen to Pod Squad on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Orlando Magic Pod Squad and start listening.
These days, everything in Orlando costs more. But a single line at Verizon doesn't. Get one line for as low as $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while coffee is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. And dinner for two has gotten pricey. Verizon, less pricey. Kissimmee rent, that's not coming down. But Verizon, down. One line for just $50 a month. That designer Golden Doodle, so much more. But Verizon, a fair bit less. Even a good old tried and true hamburger will cost you more. But with Verizon, the same tried and true service is now just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Point is, in a world that is always costing more, you can get more for less right now at an Orlando Verizon store. $15 promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today by calling 844-GET-MY-AD. That's 844-GET-MY-AD.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar. DOLLAR. That's dollar. Enter it now at realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Arr, Jimmy Colbert, you scallywag. I know you had a rough week, what with your dog having to go to the vet and your parking issues. But you gotta know, the vet issue was your mistake, leaving the turkey out for your dog. And your parking mistake. Everybody knows you gotta put your parking pass on your dashboard, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But on the bright...
Oh, there's the
you cut that idiot off at the perfect time. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
He cut himself off.
That's the 30-second limit.
What's beauty is, remember.
Right, yeah.
You need
Jack, pirates don't know time.
You need Jimmy to vote for you to win the tickets on the Bucks bus and go to the game. Insulting him might be a rougher road to get there.
This is good. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 4 o'clock keyword is dollar, DOLLAR. Spent a bunch of those this last week. Dollar, guys. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at 1,000 of those dollars. Dollar, guys. That'll do it. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Let's do Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to us each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. We'll tell you how you can get in touch with Glenn. But now the fourth Wednesday of every month means it's Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Howdy.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, I think you did really well with the parking thing. I think I might have dragged him out of his booth and beat him to death with a tire iron.
Says the former law enforcement officer from
I got a
England.
very low tolerance threshold when it comes to injustice.
Let me tell you something, man. It is kind of interesting, though. When I pulled up to this lot, let me tell you, the seediest parts of Orlando, the sketchiest scene. It looked like a movie scene, and the entire company is this tiny little shack. And I say tiny shack, it looks like an outhouse. And that's what it is. You pull up, and when it's after hours, you call him, and he just drives back to open up the gate and then do his whole thing. Oh, and his cell phone was busted up. You know that. Weird.
Hey, somebody texted and said, be happy they didn't make you wait till midnight when they could have charged you for another day.
Yeah. The funny thing is I was grateful it was only $135. To be quite honest with you, I was grateful that it was
you
only...
go from grateful it hasn't been stolen to annoyed that it's been towed.
That's exactly what it was, because it didn't make any sense that my truck was not there. I said, how did somebody steal my truck? I mean, it was locked. I mean, why would you steal a truck like that? A busted old truck like I have.
A missing tailgate.
And missing tailgate paint on it and stuff. It's stupid.
You need a car like mine, yellow with dogs all over it. No one's going to steal that thing.
All right. Daryl Payne obviously comes in the end of the month on Wednesday for a couple of segments to talk about pet behavior. How things been, by the way? I know that you guys have been rebuilding the Winter Springs course for a while. You have one over at Oviedo now.
Yeah, that's coming along. We're going to start that. It was going to be October, but the hurricane kind of put that off for a while. But we've got a couple of new things going to go into Winter Springs. That's going to be lure coursing, where your dog chases a raggedy bag around like it's like a squirrel or something. So we'll do lure coursing there, and we're going to do the AKC Good Citizen stuff there. Stuff we don't need the agility for, because they open that up to the public during the week now, so I can't leave the agility stuff out like I can in Oviedo, because it's some heavy, it's a lot of stuff and it's all heavy. So agility in Oviedo, other cool stuff in Winter Springs, and our new program, which is Urban Agility, where we're going to 4 different locations. We went to Altamont on Monday, Sanford next Monday, and then Winter Park, and then Mount Dora. So we're going to do those in rotation, and it's real training in the real world, using street furniture as agility, and finishing with a beer. So we're going to go like Prices Rising, and we're going to go to Celery City.
Nice.
We're trying to bring beer into dog training.
Very good. That's always good.
Yeah, I think so.
Anytime you can inject beer in anything, it's usually pretty good. Interestingly, by the way, if you have a question for Daryl, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. I'll start it off. I know this is maybe a vet issue or a psychology issue or whatever. Have you ever heard of a dog get traumatized from drinking because of an experience they had while drinking, and then for some reason apply that to all scenarios? Because my dog just stopped drinking water out of a bowl.
Not just drinking, eating as well. And it can be something. I think the most common one is silver bowls, like stainless steel bowls, and it can be they see their reflection in it. Some of them their collar, if they've got a tag on there, clanks against it, that kind of thing, and that can be enough. It can be, because I heard you talking to Jack earlier, and what is very common as well is the territorial thing, whether it's a cat, whether it's another dog, where they'll go to their food bowl, their water bowl, they get chased away by another animal, and they think they're not allowed to eat there. If they're not the head of the pack, they think they're lower down the pecking order. They're not allowed to do that, and that will often be enough. And if you just change the location of that, then that should sort it out. So if you put them in a plastic bowl, change the location, you might find that will be easier. And that's why we have to be so careful. People, if a dog has a problem with resource guarding, and it gets
being aggressive around their food. If you approach it, even the owner, they get really aggressive and protective.
If you got to be very careful about correcting that behavior, because if you correct a dog when it's eating, it can suddenly think it's not allowed to eat. And that can put a dog off eating, its kibble or its food, or in that location. So, it's going to be location, or it's going to be the water bowl, something like that. But it will definitely be something. They don't just stop drinking unless it is medical.
I was going to say, she seems to be repulsed by water. I was telling the story, every night when I go to bed, I make a big glass of ice water, and, it's almost like a little game. She'll come up on my chest and she'll pawing at me and stuff and whine for it. And I'll give her the water. She'll drink a bunch of water, and she does have a bowl. It is chrome, but she's had water out of that thing before, and her food bowl is chrome. She has no problem eating into that as well. We actually did change the position of the water bowl and move it into my studio. She still wanted to have nothing to do with it. I've even held it I've consumed the water out of the thing that she's used to drinking after me, and then opened it up to show her, hey, this is safe. Hey, we can do this, and still nothing. Turns her head away as if as if it's full of poo.
Well,
It might be a vet thing, buddy.
It might be. Well, remember, rabies is hydrophobic.
Yeah, don't say that.
I was gonna, but she has her vaccination.
No, you'd know if she had rabies. No, I think speak to the vet and make sure it's not veterinarian, because if you've done everything else, there could be a problem that she just doesn't like the water.
Right, yeah.
Try and lick in an ice cube, and you know what? You might want to give her some wet food.
So that's what we do. We just make her wet food soupy.
Yeah,
so that you can get the water in there.
Because the wet food is 78 to 82% water anyway.
It is, yes.
So they don't. If she's eating wet food anyway, she might not want to drink as much either.
She doesn't eat 100% wet food. We mix it up with kibble, so that she can get some of the hard food, so her stools don't get too whatever.
Soft.
Yeah.
You don't want soft
protein. Protein is very low on wet food as well, so they need that kibble, or they need better protein to build that protein up to around 26, 28%.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, 407-916-1041. Calls coming in. Let's get to our first one here. Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy? You on the phone with Daryl Payne from Paw Fiction Dog Training.
Yeah, hi, Daryl. How you doing today?
Hello, Bill.
Good. I have two dogs, one of which being a 7-year-old Dachshund Terrier mix who is now, when it's raining, will go in our bedroom and pee. Okay, now it's gotten to the point where if he doesn't feel like going out, he'll just go back in the bedroom and pee again, even though it's not raining. What, if anything, can we do to eliminate that?
I think there's normally a couple of reasons for it. Some of them just don't like to get wet, and if it's a smaller dog, if the grass is long, they just don't want their belly getting wet as well. So it can be that, in which case you can put something up which covers that area, so it keeps that area dry. So that becomes like a potty area with a cover over the top of it. That might help. It can also be a bit like we were talking just now about associations. It can be if there was a thunderstorm one day and they got afraid by a thunderstorm. A lot of them will associate the rain with a thunderstorm coming, and they don't want to go out because they think that's coming. So it could be one of those two things.
He's even started doing it when it's dry out, not raining, no storm or anything.
Yeah, the problem you've got is
that
once they go indoors, the problem you have then is that becomes their potty area. It's like when you take your dog out and it wants to poop, it looks around and around and around looking for the perfect spot, and what it's looking for is its spot to go. When the dog pees or poops in the house, no matter how much you clean it, their nose is so good that they'll smell through any kind of cleaning product. They'll smell that, and it triggers them. Oh, here's my bathroom area.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You'll find those. Thanks for your call, buddy. I appreciate that, Bill. That's exactly what happened to our little one. She, missed a couple times going out, and she found a spot that she pooped, right?
Yeah.
And then we cleaned it up. We nuked it with all the cleaner stuff, and again, there was a situation where we were gone a little bit of the day. My kid forgot to take her out and went right back to the same spot.
Yep,
and ripped it again right there.
So for Bill there, what I would do, Bill, is put something up that stops her going to that area where she goes. Because if you want
like a doggy gate or something like that?
Yeah, something, just stop her getting to that area. Dogs will normally go into dining rooms and places like quiet areas and stuff like that.
That's exactly where mine went.
Yeah, is if they do that, then block that off so they can't get to it. Break the habit.
Very
Otherwise,
good.
you're fighting against the storm.
All right, 407-916-1041. Heather, how you doing? You're on the phone with Daryl Payne from Paw Fiction Dog Training.
I'm doing great. I just wanted to call. I don't have a question so much, but Daryl came over when we got our new puppy, and we had 3 total, and he was a pit bull mix, and he was just a little rambunctious and liked to guard his food, and Daryl helped so much, and I'm so happy. He is now the only one that sleeps in our bed, and he's the biggest baby in the entire world.
Oh, Daryl, that's nice of you to sleep with him.
I was going to say, that's not me sleeping in that bed.
Are you sure?
You are a full-service dog trainer, buddy. I love you.
You are.
Heather,
Thank you for
good
that
for
call.
you. Not only did you get your dog trained, you got a little cuddling time as well.
Thank you for that call, Heather, and we won't tell Penny.
Yeah, all right, very good. All right, 407-916-1041. Let's take one of these calls. We'll go to break. If you guys want to load them up, plenty of questions, plenty of time for Daryl Payne. If you have behavioral problems with your animal, your dog, he can certainly take care of that. Did this for years with Scotland Yard, right?
Yep, I was a police canine for many years, and I've been training dogs nearly 40 years. How old am I?
Incredible, man. Hey, Eric, how you doing? You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Fiction Dog Training.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, brother.
Hey, so I have 2 dogs. One dog, whenever he sees other dogs, people, rabbits and stuff outside,
he ends up reacting by kind of attacking my second dog, like jumping at them, biting them at them. And I don't know how to correct that action, really.
Right, okay, you have to give us a call and let me come over and deal with it for you. It's called redirected aggression. And what's happening is the adrenaline is built up so much because of the prey drive or because of aggression, whichever reason, or both. And because the dog can't get to the prey or the thing that's the object of it, it's turning its attention on the other dog. And it can happen to humans as well. So if you've got a dog that's going crazy at the front door when the door goes and it's going berserk, if you're standing next to the dog can also bite you. So redirected aggression is they'll bite anything close to them. So what we need to do is switch that one dog off. And what we would do is we would walk that one first, fix the problem, and then reintroduce the other dog as well. Otherwise, what you're going to find is the other dog is either going to become terrified of that first dog, or it will start to follow suit, and now you'll have two dogs that are going nuts. But if you give us a call, we can fix that very, very quickly and easily for you.
Yeah, give him a buzz. Buddy, let me tell you, I think that's one of the things they really shine at is that behavior, that aggressive behavior. You guys really have a way of doing that. I know that you worked with my daughter's dog and took good care of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we seem to be, like the last stop for people. We'll get a lot of people, hey, I've tried, 2 or 3 trainers that, they haven't been able to fix the problem. We can fix it because I've got so much experience with aggressive dogs because all I've dealt with over the years. Right. I was in charge of 300 police dogs and had my own one.
Oh, but they're not aggressive at all.
No, they're not.
Aggression really is one of our specialties.
Yeah, very nice. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Dollar, by the way, is your 4 o'clock keyword, DOLLAR. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We'll take a little break, come back with another segment with Daryl Payne. If you want to get your question on, load them up now. We'll do more of that next.
Real radio is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ is going to look like a bologna roll in this red suit.
Yeah. A bologna roll.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic is moving slowly for those taking I-4 westbound this afternoon. This is due to axe activity reportedly blocking the left lane near the Sand Lake Road exit. Still seeing delays from the earlier crash reported eastbound on 434 at Mitchell Hammock Road. Beginning to see slowdowns now as well north and southbound on Florida's Turnpike near the Greenway exit and near Mineola. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Norton 360.
Outsmart cyber criminals this October with Norton 360. For Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Norton 360 offers a software updater feature to reduce vulnerabilities. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off your first year at norton.com/secure.
Tools Ace Hardware has been helping Central Florida during hurricane season for over 40 years, and they have everything you need to prepare your home before the storm hits. And of course, like right now, supplies for recovering after the storm passes. Get those propane tanks refilled, purchase batteries and flashlights. You can get sandbags, gas cans, tarps, and fasteners, but you can also get generators, Yeti coolers, grills, in case you lose power. Visit one of their 11 steel service centers for chainsaw, saw chain, and repairs. If you're still breaking those trees down, Tools Ace is always here to help. 13 locations in Central Florida. Visit toolsacehardware.com for the location nearest you. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic.
This is Cole Anthony.
This is Jalen Suggs.
This is Paulo Banchero of the Orlando Magic.
And you're listening to the Pod Squad.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's premier podcast, featuring the most exclusive and engaging interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Listen to Pod Squad on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Orlando Magic Pod Squad and start listening.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes. Learn more about your favorite teams and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about. In a good way. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC.
So you want to be my client. You think you deserve fair compensation for your injuries. Well, you got to call me. Can't just keep listening forever. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Yes, I've got a leaking...
To leave us a testimonial saying how happy you are with our service, press 1.
But you haven't even...
For all other inquiries, please hang up.
Wait, what?
Hang up and call Frank Gay. We're busy watching the game.
You know what? I think I will.
When you have a leak, you need solutions on your schedule. A helpful expert who can find the problem and fix it fast.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
People often ask why I continue to do what I do. For the past 8 years as sheriff, my passion for law enforcement in our community has driven me to make a positive impact. As a dedicated leader, I've introduced new technologies to improve public safety and built programs that strengthen our community ties. Being sheriff isn't just a job for me. It's about making a real difference and ensuring our efforts lead to lasting results by always going the extra mile. Paid by Mike Chitwood, Independent for Sheriff.
I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Rob Gronkowski.
Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. We're going to highlight players, and we're just going to sit here and talk about them. And we'll get into the types of dudes. Is Randy Moss a stud or a freak? Is Tom Brady a dog or a dude's dude?
We're going to find out, Jules. New episodes drop every Thursday during the NFL season.
Listen to Dudes on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dudes on Dudes to start listening.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
You dirty scallywags. This is Boston the Unicorn out here, pirating my ship along in the high seas. I'm embarrassed for you, I say. Embarrassed. I can't believe you have no faith in the Bucs this weekend, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Do you not remember the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl against the Patriots?
Yeah.
21-3 they were winning.
All right.
21-3. And they blew it. They'll blow it again this weekend, too. Go Bucs!
Angry Irish pirate.
I like the anger. I didn't know that the Scottish were pirates.
I like it. Yeah, pirates all over, Jim.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here along with our friend Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. We have loaded phones for you, big dog.
Okay.
Loaded phones. Let's get to them. Let's not even waste one more second. Cody, thanks for hanging in there, buddy, through the break. You said you have a question here for Daryl Payne about an aggressive dog?
Yes. I have a pocket bully, and I have two other pit bulls. One of them, my pocket bully, when she was a puppy, she wasn't food aggressive or water aggressive. And now, all of a sudden, she's very food aggressive and water aggressive. So I have to literally separate them to take them outside anymore.
How old's the pocket bully?
The pocket bully's only about a year and a half old.
And the other
two are 4 years old.
Are they males or females, the other two?
I have one male and two females. One of the females is fixed. The other one is not. The pocket bully's not fixed.
Right, okay. I think she's just grown up, in all honesty. A year and a half, they start to find their feet, and they work out their position within that pack. And you've got 3 dogs, so you've got a pack. And so what's happened is a female will always dominate male dogs.
No.
And they'll also they'll dominate another female if she isn't strong enough. And normally, like all things, you know what, the smaller the dog, the more aggressive they are. You know, look at a Chihuahua anywhere. So the pocket bully, the smaller dog, is obviously pushing its luck, dominating the other one. So that's why she's become aggressive with that water. I would continue to feed and to give her water separately. If the water's more of a problem, because it's down most of the time. So if that continues to be a problem, then give us a call, because there'll be other issues there as well. It won't just be this resource guarding. She'll be doing other things that we need to fix, because it's all part of a picture of her taking on a more dominant role within the pack, and you're included in that pack as well. So, you know, what you're seeing is a symptom of a different cause. If we fix the cause, we fix the symptoms. Otherwise, you're putting a Band-Aid on an arterial bleed.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your call. If you want to, you can call Daryl Payne. We'll give you all their contact information at the end of the program. Let's get to our next call here. Hey, Doc Holliday, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne for Paw Affection Dog Training.
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I got a deal with a food bowl, and I want to get Daryl's opinion. I have a 3-year-old Boykin Spaniel, and I've used stainless bowls for his food and water his entire life. And so the living quarters in my horse trailer has a tile floor in it, and I put his food down a couple of weeks ago, and he walked across that floor and walked up to his bowl, and as soon as he stuck his head in the bowl, he flipped the bowl over and food went everywhere, and he just sat down and looked at it. And he won't touch any food in the stainless bowls. I'm wondering if he got this built-up static, and it shocked him when he stuck his head in it.
Oh. Possibly. It could just been he's poured it, and as he's poured it, it's flipped. But if you've got tile and stainless steel, that's going to make a clattering noise, and I think you're right. You know, it's put him off it. I tell you what I would do. I would put a car mat down there, just to get
a towel or something, anything.
Well, get a rubber car mat, and then have a look have a look on Amazon for a thing called a green feeder. The green feeder, it looks like the back of a dinosaur. Okay. It's actually a slow feed dish, but it's plastic, very high quality. Put the kibble in there if he's eating kibble. Put the kibble in there. It becomes like a puzzle for him. The rubber will stop the clattering, as will the plastic, and he will have to work out how to get the kibble. So it becomes a bit of a game for him. So you're changing the feeding, if you like. So instead of him just going and eating, it's something else for him to think about. He's got to work out how to get that kibble out. And you can help him in the first bit, you know, push it around with your finger and knock it off the edge. Make it a game, so you're changing the way he thinks about it, because at the moment he's got a bad association, and we want to change that to a more positive one.
Thanks for your call, buddy. We appreciate that, Doc.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully you can get that going. All right, 407-916-1041. We are here with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. If your dog has a behavioral issue, he can actually help you out here, give you a couple tips on the phone. But if not, you can call him and have a personal session. We'll give you all that information at the end of the segment. Hey, Heather, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Daryl.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, I have a Cane Corso or Cane Corso, depending on what part of the country you're coming from. So, anyway, she's about 2 years old, and she has a problem. Not all the time, but she does her happy tinkle. We'll set her outside immediately when somebody new comes in. When we come home from the day, she'll come in. We'll send her back out again. Come in, send her back out. It doesn't matter how many times we send her out. 90% of the time, she'll do her happy tinkle. So is that something she'll eventually grow out of? Like I said, she's about 2 years old now.
To be honest with you, if she was going to grow out of it, she would have done by now. It's more a case. It's more a case that she's just overexcited. The Cane Corso is a Roman war dog, so it sounds strange, doesn't it? The Roman war dog with a happy tinkle.
Yeah.
Exactly. Clearly, what they used against the Goths. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Give up or we'll pee on you.
Yeah. That thing is going to ruin my sandals.
The best way is to desensitize her. When people come round, it tends to be a big, exciting event. The doorbell goes, and then people come in, and they're all, "Oh, hi, how are you?" hugging and all this kind of thing, and all that kind of thing increases her excitement level, and she's losing control of her bladder in that case. So trying to calm everything down and making it a non-event
Right.
So record the doorbell on your phone. Play it on your phone with the speaker on, so that when the doorbell sound goes, there isn't somebody at the door 9 times out of 10. So desensitize her from the doorbell. That's one of the triggers.
Heather,
it's even when we come home.
Yeah, and just come
we
in
don't
and ignore
even say
her.
anything to her. We just walk right out the door with her, and she'll still come back in and do it, even whenever we just don't acknowledge her. We just walk right out the door.
So, well, take her out, let her tinkle outside, and then leave her out there. Leave her out there for a little while, let everything calm down, and then bring her back. And when she comes back in, give her something else straight away. It might be a treat, it might be a toy, but distract her from...
She carries a toy around 24/7.
Right, well, maybe a treat. But you don't want it soon, because otherwise what happens, as soon as you look at her, she takes that as a, you're going to give me attention, and then that's when it's going to happen. So leave her out for a little while, let her calm right down, and then when she comes in, give her something else straight away to take her mind off things. So maybe a treat if she carries a toy around all the time. Maybe a treat.
Thanks, Heather. Appreciate that very much. If you have any issues, of course, at the end of this segment, we'll give you all the information you need to contact Daryl for a personal session. Let's get to Vanessa here. She's been holding a while. Vanessa, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl.
Hello.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi. I was calling. I have a 7-year-old dash hound, and when she was a pup, I never taught her how to walk on a leash. And I was just wondering if there's any hope for me training her to do that now.
No, there's no hope, man. We'll see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. 7's only halfway through her age. Dachshund's most likely dog to bite somebody in league with the devil, so she's going to live till she's about 50.
In league.
So
she is going to live to 50, and she's going to wind up being incontinent, and you're going to have to carry her around and squeeze poop out of her like it's Cheese Whiz.
No, she's halfway through her life, and it's not too late. There's two options for you. You can come to our group training, which is on a Saturday over in Oviedo, and we do the obedience. We mix that with a little bit of light agility and stuff like that as well. Achievable stuff for smaller dogs as well. So you can do that, or we can come out to the house and we can teach you the leash walking at your home as well. So there's two options there, but certainly we can get her walking nicely. And, we do a slightly different thing. We allow the dog to have some freedom as well. We're not these trainers that the dog has to walk next to you all the time, because that sucks as a walk, but you have to have control of her. So sometimes it's a kind of a reverse psychology, and you'd be surprised. So, give us a call. We can work out what's best for you, and we'll get a walk in, no trouble at all.
Thanks, Vanessa. Appreciate that very much. 407-916-1041. Still have a few minutes with Daryl if you want to hop online. We do have one call here, but we'll take one more if you want to get him on there. Hey, Russ, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne, Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hello, Russ.
Of course,
You're
buddy.
welcome.
All right.
Cool, man. I adopted a dog after losing another one, and his name's Beethoven, if that tells you kind of what his temperament, his demeanor, and his size is.
Oh, he's deaf and musically talented?
He really is. He plays the piano.
Okay,
like
very good. Very good.
But when that door's open, he goes.
Oh, he's a runner.
And, he loves, he always comes back. The problem that I'm having, though, is the dilemma of, do I get a shock? I have a shock collar that I got, and it also has the combo of just a weird vibration that's uncomfortable. And, I hesitate about shocking, but the vibration doesn't seem to work. And he's got like a lion's mane around his neck. It's a very thick coat of fur. So I don't think he really gets much of it. Is it like a bad thing to do the shock treatment thing, to train your dog to kind of be like, hey, come back?
That's a great question. A lot of people have that's a very polarizing subject, is it not? The idea of using a shock to train the dog?
In my experience, the shock collar is used too quickly and by too many people, and certainly by too many trainers, because it's a lazy way of training.
I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it's not something. It's a shock collar, and there's several different kinds of collars. The old style shock collar I don't use. There's a stimulation collar, which is a bit like a TENS machine, which I will use.
Can I borrow that?
If absolutely necessary. And normally my reason for using it is that A, nothing else will work, and B, the dog will probably get euthanized if we don't use it. Say too many people jump on the shock collar thing too quickly. I would say that for running out the door, we don't need to use a shock collar on that. If you call me, I can stop him running out the door without pain or fear or anything else, just by providing a consequence and putting in the boundary training, if you like, to stop him going out that door. So yeah, don't go rushing on to get the shock collar or use the shock collar, because you probably don't need it, and we have to be very careful, because if you use a shock collar wrong, you can really ruin a dog. It's one of those things where you've got to be so careful, and you've got to know what you're doing if you're going to use it, and it's very sparing. It should be very sparingly.
Yeah, thanks for your call, buddy. We appreciate that, Russ. But I got to tell you, man, those things are weird, and they are a little scary, because I think people do jump to that as the answer because it's easy. You can strap it on, and you think it's going to work immediately, but you don't realize, what it's really doing to the animal,
and
because it's really helping you. But is it the best thing for the dog?
And it can have the opposite effect. I've had several in the last couple of weeks where people have used it because a dog is dog aggressive, and they've shocked the dog because it's being aggressive towards another dog, and the dog's thought the other dog is causing the pain.
Oh my God!
And actually made the problem much worse. So they're too freely available. To my mind, they shouldn't be freely available for sale. And too many trainers jump on that too quickly. And there's companies out there putting them on puppies. You don't need
That's
to.
unbelievable.
Wow.
All right, 407-916-1041. A couple more calls here, then we'll get out of here. Carolyn, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hi, thank you.
You got it.
I have a 3-year-old miniature pit. I got her from the pound. She's really, she listens. She doesn't go in the house or anything. It's a great dog. But how do I bring her around other animals? Because I'm afraid to, take her to the dog park and stuff, because I don't know how she'll react.
That's a really good question, Carol. I'm going to hang up because your phone's a little wacko there. But, if you're scared because your dog maybe isn't one of these aggressive breeds or a bigger dog, and you want to integrate that animal into the ability to kind of be around other animals without getting aggro or causing issues, what is the best way to do that? She suggested go to a dog park. That seems like a really kind of, that's a bad start point, it seems like.
It really is a bad start point.
It's almost too much, right?
Yeah, it is, because you can't control the situation. You've got to be able to control it. First of all, it's kind of a catch-22, because dog parks aren't the best places in the world. Generally, they're too small. They force too many dogs into one small area and create a pack behavior and create problems. You don't really know what's in there either. And as much as people say, oh, my dog's fine, until it isn't.
Right,
And if your dog's off leash and it's 30 feet away and a fight starts, you're not going to be able to control that. So with an unknown, and you can't always trust what's said at shelters, and it's not their fault. The dog might be fine in the shelter in those circumstances, but as soon as it gets its little paws under the table at home, and it starts to meet your neighbour's dogs, and it starts to show that aggression, then you see that perhaps that wasn't accurate advice you were getting in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
So the best thing would be to start by having the dog out, around your neighbours, but not, within leash length of them, to see how it reacts.
Yeah.
Getting them into a class is a good way of doing things, because if you get them in a class, they're doing something else. So they're around other dogs, but they're also they're either jumping over things or they're sitting, staying.
Right.
They can't think of two things at once. And once you get an idea, especially with a dog you don't know, you get an idea of what you're dealing with, then you can seek help if you need it.
Right.
Or if you decide to go down the route of the park, the best advice I can give, because you really can't run your dog anywhere else in Florida, is to go at the same time on the same day to the same park. You meet the same people, the dog meets the same dogs. They become part of that pack, and they're not the unknown coming in, the new guy.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, worst case scenario, if you're going to go to a dog park, do it the same day, same time.
Just make it familiar, in other words.
Yeah, but you need to know what you're dealing with an unknown dog. You need to know what you're dealing with before you let it go in a park.
Certainly, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. We'll take one more of these. We're running out of time here. This will be our last one. Hey, Garrett, how you doing? Welcome to the show. You're on with Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Doing good. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
So this call is actually not about my dog specifically, but a couple dogs that are under my parents' roof. So my siblings are still with my parents, and my sister has a 7-year-old golden retriever. He's a good boy, but he's never had training before, so, he likes to hump, and sometimes he gets a little protective over toys and food. But the problem is, my family just keeps saying, oh, he's all right. He doesn't need a trainer. I've tried to convince them he does. Well, now my brother got a 9-week-old mini Aussie, and he started to snap at him just a little bit. What's the best way to convince people that they do need to have their dogs trained?
That's a good point. There you go.
It's very difficult, and I do get this a lot where people say, listen, I want to pay for my neighbour's dog to be trained because it's such a pest. there has to be some buy-in from the owners, unfortunately.
Yeah, because there's stuff after the fact too,
That's
right?
right.
You have to support that with behavioral stuff after the session.
We do the session and we leave people with homework and obviously the support guarantee, but there has to be some buy-in from the owners. So convincing them is sometimes difficult, and it normally is triggered by an event. Now, it sounds, if the dog is humping, it's 7 years old, it's humping and it's resource guarding already, a puppy coming in, the dog is going to be putting the puppy in its place. Now, to an extent, that's normal dog behavior, but you have to be careful it doesn't go too far. And what will probably happen is something will trigger your parents wanting help, and it will probably be that the older dog will grab hold of the puppy one day and it will scare your parents into, okay, now we need to get help.
Right.
And we just hope nothing happens that is too bad. But generally, it won't. Golden Retrievers aren't known for their ferocity. So, to be honest, it will probably be something where the dog will shake the pup, and your parents will go, "Okay, now we need help."
Right. Yeah.
But there's got to be the buy-in there. I mean, if you want them to give us a call, we can talk through things with them. And maybe convince them, of the sense of getting some training, especially for the pup. Because puppies are tiny terrorists,
right?
And they're going to need help with that anyway,
right?
Because it's going to be biting and chewing and all that puppy stuff. So how it reacts with the older dog might be the least of their problems,
right.
So we fix both the dogs all at the same time. So,
and speaking of that, let's go ahead and get to the information so people out there, because we had a lot of calls and a lot of texts today of people that seem like they need maybe some personal attention there. How would they do that?
Well, if you want to go on the website, it's perfectiondogtraining.com. You can join the Facebook page. There's a members page at Perfection Dog Training USA members page. That's a request to join page. Just put 1041 in the questions. There's a public page as well, but not as much goes on to that. Or you can just give us a call, 407-456-1066. So 407-456-1066. And you can have a chat with us and we'll talk you through your problems. And, if it's something that we can help you with on the phone, we'll do so. If not, we'll come around and fix things for you.
Yeah, and tell them about the Facebook page too, because sometimes that can be a great source of information just from other dog owners that have already had sessions with you.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 4,500 people on the members page, and they're all people that we've helped along the way. Customers of ours that used to come to group, one-to-one people, that kind of thing. That's why it's a request to join. We keep the advertisers out. I run it like a benign dictatorship, so there's no politics, there's no religion, there's no arguments, backbiting. It's a nice place to be. Unusually for Facebook, but it's a nice place to be. So you can ask advice there, and you can, seek advice from other people about if somewhere to leave your dog if you're going on vacation. There's lots of things you can ask without being beaten up by people.
Yeah, very nice. Well, it's always good seeing you, buddy.
Yes, good to be
Great job, man. Good line for Daryl Payne. Thank you very much.
And of course, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast shortly, so if you missed any of the great advice, you'll be able to give that a listen as well.
For sure.
And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman over at Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, motorcycle accident, heck, even a slip and fall, just a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn. He never passes you off to a caseworker, but will personally handle your case, so much so he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite, but he's also an animal lover, and he's a true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for today, temperatures will be bouncing back into the mid-80s for highs, with a high of 85 degrees today in Orlando. We'll stay mostly dry. A couple of coastal showers could make their way further inland, only though about a 10% chance of those sprinkles. Otherwise, we'll stay dry and mostly sunny. Highs right around the low to mid-80s all the way into the weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock.
As Cybersecurity Awareness Month wraps up, remember to update your software to fix security issues that identity thieves exploit to steal personal info. And for comprehensive identity theft protection, choose LifeLock. Start your 30-day free trial today at lifelock.com/cybersafety.
The rules have changed this year when it comes to real estate buying and selling homes. So you want someone on your side who knows the ropes. In today's real estate market, with all of these new regulations, you need an agent you can trust. So work with an agent that works for you, whether you're selling or buying. EliteAgents.house. That's the website, EliteAgents.house. Free service, and it connects you with top-tier agents who have the experience to get you the best deal, not someone who does this in their spare time. It's a free service that matches you with agents known for trustworthiness, achievement, and results, years of experience, and their agents ensure a stress-free and enjoyable process. Find the agent that works for you. Again, the website is EliteAgents.house.
A smart strategy can solve most problems. That applies to budgeting, too. So when things come up, Amscot has cash advances from $50 to $1,000 and no credit check. Amscot. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic.
This is Cole Anthony. This is Jalen Suggs. This is Paulo Banchero of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the Pod Squad.
Orlando Magic Pod Squad is the Orlando Magic's premier podcast, featuring the most exclusive and engaging interviews with Magic players, coaches, executives, and legends. Listen to Pod Squad on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Orlando Magic Pod Squad and start listening.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. I get a lot of feedback concerning the commercials I do on autism awareness. I don't do this to make my son famous or to make people feel sad for me. It's to spread awareness. For parents out there who are in my situation, please don't think your duties end when you end. These children are going to live a lot longer than we are. Be prepared. Contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Marijuana is scientifically proven to be safer than alcohol, but casual marijuana users are treated like dangerous criminals. It's time for a change, and law enforcement officers across Florida agree. Here's Bradford County Sheriff Gordon Smith with more.
Using marijuana doesn't make you a bad person, and it's time we stop ruining lives over it. I'm a Republican sheriff, and I'm voting yes on Amendment 3 for safe, tested, regulated marijuana for adults. Amendment 3 will get marijuana laced with Chinese fentanyl off our streets and save countless Florida lives. With more funding for law enforcement to crack down on the real criminal, it's time. Vote yes on Amendment 3.
Amendment 3, legal marijuana for adults, safe, regulated, lab tested, and from a store, not the street. Get the facts at yeson3.com.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Save Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, suite number 3321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish. I'm just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah. Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding.
Obviously.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Well, Jim, we meet again. The last time I met you, you were sailing off to another house, and I believe by now you've probably made it through to 4 or 5 other houses. But I'm out on the seas, and I'm looking to get to a Buccaneer game, and afterwards, my girlfriend has promised to walk the plank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I know, I actually don't. I don't know.
All right, I need some rum.
All right, bud.
Dirty Jim, Dirty Jim.
I don't know who that is.
I need these tickets badly. This is my pirate impression. Probably sounds more like Rip Torn. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's right, buddy, you can.
Mike Evans hurt his booty. We need a new wide receiver. Not the receiver of the booty, but the receiver of the wide.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
Hey there, Jimmy. Why did the captain keep his steering wheel in his pants?
I don't know.
Because it drives him nuts.
There you
Oh,
go.
no. That's my eyeball. They've got 7 points. Oh, no. They've got 21 points because Tampa Bay totally sucks, and I really don't care if I ride on your dumbass bus.
I love it. You suck. Your whole thing sucks. Everything about you sucks.
And finally.
All right.
Arg.
Bad sign.
Sorry, choked on a piece of turkey lunch meat.
Oh, you mother effer.
Too soon. Too soon.
Way too soon, dude. You got to be crazy. I don't even know if she's still alive right now. All right, 407.
No.
Hi, she is. Think. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is as well.
I am.
Yeah, the Bucks is going to be a great time. And again, a big thanks to MCA Transportation and Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
They provided the MCA provided the bus. Jersey Mike's provides the lunch.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely. We'll meet here in Maitland, and, 26 of us will head to Raymond James Stadium for the game, the battle for first place in the NFC South against the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then back here to the stadium, and I'm thinking about double dipping that day.
Very nice. What City?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Right on.
We get back around 7, and then the Orlando City playoff game is 7:30.
Just rip it, huh?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, man. That's a long day, brother.
Matter of fact, if you go to the Real Radio Instagram page, I put up a post for Orlando City playoff tickets. You can enter to win on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 on Instagram.
Very nice. With the election, how many days? 14, 12, something like that?
13 from today.
All right, 13 days away. Every year the Orlando Sentinel prints an issue that has the amendments broken down so you can explain them.
Waiting for the help.
Yeah, waiting for that. Well, Scott Maxwell's going to do that today. We get a lot of people. Actually, even last week during his phone call, a number of people were texting in like, hey, I want to know about the amendments. Matter of fact, somebody just said I got my pencil sharpened on the texting service because we made the announcement at the beginning of the program that Scott would be going over the amendments. I think there's 6 of them, right?
Yes.
All of, I think 3 and 4 are getting the most attention, right? Yeah, the weed and the abortion initiative or whatever. But there are others that also may affect, how you roll on a daily basis here in the state of Florida. Scott will break those down for you and give you it's going to be a non-biased perspective of just basically what they're asking you. And I will tell you, man, I remember about, it's 2020. I think it was the 2016 election was one of the ones, if I remember right, that there were a couple of the amendments that were, and that was when the language of these things really started kind of getting debated, if you remember, about how they were worded. And that became like a major issue with the amendments and how it seemed almost like whoever even wrote the amendment was trying to coerce everyone or anyone that could read that into a specific answer because of the way they worded it. It's a legalese that can be hard to explain when you just kind of want to know what you're voting for. Hopefully with Scott today, you just ask the simple question, if I vote on this, yes, what will happen? If I vote no on this, what am I voting for? I think that's what we're trying to kind of nail down today.
It is, and he did an article about it, which I put on my Facebook page, and Scott has it at the OrlandoSentinel.com as well, where he kind of gives you a yes vote means this, a no vote means this, and then he goes, this is how I'm voting.
Oh, yeah.
And why.
And why,
so,
right.
Yeah, so we kind of give the brief description of it, broken out in English. What's interesting with amendments, amendments are a great way for the people to do what they feel their government is not doing.
Absolutely.
So when you feel the government is not meeting what you want, you get enough petitions, you get it on the ballot, you get people to vote. Politicians don't like that because they feel like you're dancing on their dance floor, right? Yeah, and that's why they made it, 50% is too easy. Let's make it 60%,
right?
For it to pass. By the way, that law, the amendment to make it 60% to pass an amendment, that didn't even pass with 60%.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Isn't that great?
That's the irony there.
Yeah.
But also, that's why you see a lot of pushback. It's like, whether it's Amendment 3 and 4, those came from the people. And yes, there are money and other entities behind that because it's not cheap to get an amendment on.
It's not.
But it's also not Tallahassee doing it. They're actually fighting it.
Right.
And in some cases using taxpayer money.
That's exactly what's happening with
taxpayer
Amendment 4.
money to fight
Amendment
it.
4 was in the paper today with DeSantis and the crew up there. Were, matter of fact, one of those guys resigned because he basically said, a man without a conscience is not a man because he was asked to sue a number of media outlets over ads that were being run about Amendment 4. And, of course, that's a First Amendment issue. Matter of fact, I think the judge used some relatively coarse language saying, it's the First Amendment, stupid. As if to say to their attorneys, like, I can't even believe you're in front of me with this.
Most people couldn't believe it when they heard that those lawyers are even being sent out.
Right.
It's like, what?
And now it's a thing because now they can, prove that that's the fact. And of course, it doesn't look good, but either way. And there was something else to do with that as well. Now I think they're trying again to sue to stop that to be on the ballot because of how the petitions were gained. Because I guess now what they're saying is they're questioning the validity of the signatures on the petition, saying that a number of them were dead or they're fake names or whatever the case may be. We've heard this before.
Yep.
And they're going to have to prove that. And I think what they're trying to do is throw any cloud up to keep it off the ballot. Look, this is the people speaking. This is the people speaking.
It's on the ballot.
It's on the ballot. Now, of course, if they do find great fraud where the petitions were fraudulently signed or the people were not there or they are dead or whatever, that's a different issue. I don't think they're going to find that because that's been alleged a number of times and the fines are minimum. Matter of fact, the state of Georgia today said out of how many people in Georgia? 8.2 million or whatever it is in that state or more. They found just 20 of those ballots that were deemed to be either insignificant or insufficient or fraudulent. Out of millions of people, 20. So that's not going to swing an election. Not of that many people. I guess it could theoretically, but that's going to happen.
Yeah, a mayoral
right,
race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've seen that before, actually. Also, a little bit later in the program, there is a possibility no one's talking about, and I've never heard this scenario. Matter of fact, I think it's happened one time in the history of our country. And then how you choose a president after that happens is actually very interesting as well. So we have all that coming up today. We'll do that next.
The Tampa Bay Bucks are looking for revenge against the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday. Coverage starts at noon on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at heavy traffic right now on I-4 eastbound now due to a crash blocking the left lane near the 408. Still seeing delays east and westbound on the interstate for those traveling by the major attractions exits this afternoon. Traffic is still up to speed so far for those on the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
That mortgage guy, Don, also does commercial and SBA, Small Business Administration loans too. And if you have an existing SBA loan with a rate of 9% or more, then you're in luck. That mortgage guy, Don, can refinance your qualified high-interest SBA loan to a low fixed rate of 8.25%. Want to buy a business or franchise? That mortgage guy, Don, has your back and has over 50 sources for your SBA and business loans of all sizes. Get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Hey guys, this is Dante Marcatelli of the Orlando Magic.
And this is Jake Chapman. And Dante, you know what they say, when one window closes, simply move to a new window.
Well, I don't think anyone says that, Jake, ever, but I think I know what you're getting at. You're referring to the new show, Magic Insiders, right?
You know me so well, D. Magic Insiders, Monday through Friday during the season, dropping at 3 p.m. Eastern each day.
Listen to Magic Insiders on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Magic Insiders and start listening.
Guys, listen, if you have a bathroom in your house, it's driving you crazy. Maybe it's your master bath. Maybe it's your bathroom in your bedroom. Well, it is possible for you to get a brand new bathroom in there in just 4 to 6 days. That's right. Rebath Mid-Florida can do that for you right out of Altamont Springs. Their office and their showroom is so easy to find. 436 up there in Altamont, right across from Kobe. You can walk in and see these wonderful models set up. Those models are not what you're buying, by the way. They're just configured in different bathroom setups with different products to give you an idea of what kind of designs they can come up with for you. And let me tell you about these products. They're amazing, actually. And you get multiple choices of tubs and sinks and tiles and toilets and cabinetry and lighting. It's all right there. And they will even give you $800 in upgrades if you just simply mention the Jim Colbert Show. Slide over there. Again, 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. A lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You will not be you will love them, because when you go there and look at the models, they're absolutely beautiful. So log on today, look at the before and afters, and book your appointment. It's rebath.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get 50% off the Total 5G Unlimited plan when you keep your phone.
Really? 50% off and I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's as low as $25 per month for one line when you sign up for AutoPay.
Visit your Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Car accidents can be scary, but dealing with the insurance company can be even scarier. This Halloween, don't get tricked. Just call Mo. Injured on the go, just call Mo.com. Orlando's attorneys.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, deposit. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Are you ready, kids?
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear you.
Very nice.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. If nautical nonsense is be something you wish, then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
I think he missed the prompt there. But...
Well, I think we did. I think we're supposed to yell SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that's not a pep talk for the...
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not.
Let's try this one.
Yar, shiver me timbers and tickle me bum.
No.
I smell the blood of some falcon scum.
Not bad.
I kind of like the laugh. I like the laugh at
That's
the end
good.
on that one.
That's good.
Yar, gather round me, buccaneers, for I know ye be feeling a bit in the depths after Monday's loss to the Baltimore Buzzards. But alas, me buccaneers, for even with the loss of our first and second mates, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, we'll sail back into Tampa Bay, raise our swords, and fire our cannons, sending falcon carcasses to the Kraken and their very souls to Davy Jones's locker.
Damn,
that one died.
was very, very good, dude. That was very, very good. And he did die at the end, which is even better. All right, 407-916-1041. Don't forget your 5 o'clock keyword is deposit. DEPOSIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Deposit, guys. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win. Faux show. It's about time to get a winner, man. We've been dry for a minute.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Yeah.
People are failing on their responsibilities
Yeah,
to
they
win
are.
this money.
That's right. Make us look good. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jack.
Hello.
By the way, today is Code Black's birthday.
Happy birthday, Cold Black.
Happy birthday, Code Black. One of the greatest. He's an all-timer. And I guess they're having a party on Sunday, and I would have invited him to go, but I think I'm bringing French Steve with me. The bearded Frenchman.
Oh.
Yeah. He's great.
You guys hot and heavy?
Not hot and heavy. He's just a good dude, man. He's
Oh,
an
okay,
easy.
just
You know what?
checking.
He's an easy hang, and I like people like that. I like people who are like low impact, easy hangs, and that dude is the easiest hang of all time. It's because he works a GD hard during the week. He doesn't want to say anything or do anything. When you take him out, he just wants to chill.
He's exhausted and beaten down.
You have no idea. All right, 407-916-1041. I forgot to mention that Ross is going to be on the program today.
6 o'clock, baby.
The Padge, boy, I got to tell you, man, it's so funny how people's lives change when you have a child. Because it used to be all these whimsical posts, his Instagram and his wife's Instagram, and no, it's straight baby. It is. Look, the Paget post is baby, baby, baby. That thing is cute, by the way, Miles.
Oh, he's so adorable.
So adorable.
He's like a perfect Gerber baby.
He is like a little Gerber baby, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Little pointed head, little toe head. You know what? The funny thing is is it offensive to
call a baby a toe head?
Yeah,
yes.
no.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it offensive to say to a couple who they look like, who the baby looks like?
Yes.
I think that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Like when my wife saw the baby for the first time, she goes, "Oh, the baby looks like Ross." And I was like, "What?" I thought the baby looked way more like Olivia.
I saw Ross right away.
Did you really?
In the eyes.
Most people do say that. Most people say, matter of fact, I think there's a Facebook post up where he's up there and a number of the comments are saying, looks like a little Ross or whatever. I don't know. I didn't see that. I thought he looks like Olivia. But that's a weird thing to ask.
Because it's one of the things that a parent always look. It's like, oh, I think it looks like you, So it's always a point of discussion, and there can be sensitivities connected to it. And when some oaf comes in, Oh, I think it looks like her. Doesn't look anything like you.
I think
looks
I know
more
which,
like the neighbor.
I think I know which oaf you speak of.
Am I the oaf in this one?
You're always the oaf.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, man.
Let me ask this though. So is it only offensive if you don't say the child looks like the mother? Because I think dads don't care. If I'm being dead honest, I think I think
probably,
most of the dads don't care. The dads want the baby to be healthy and they want mom to be happy.
No. The opposite.
What?
It's the opposite.
You think the dads care more about the child looking like them than the mom does?
Yes, because that's the first paternity test.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
You know the mom's the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a trail. But with the dad,
there's a tether.
Yeah, with the dad, that's the first sign. It's like, okay, he's mine.
Yeah. I think women are so hypersensitive, especially with their first child. I think they're so hypersensitive about having that connection that they want every connection. They want the child to be like them, look like them, smell like them, love them. It's just like and it's natural. It's not like it's malicious by any means.
Of course not.
It's just that natural thing where you want your baby that you bore to look like you.
It is funny. It is like the first thing that someone says when they see a baby. It's the first thing. It's like, who does it look like?
Right.
Yeah, it's the first
And
thought.
do you think sex matters or gender matters in that comparison, Deb? Like if because Miles is a boy, if I say that he looks like. By the way, here he is on our YouTube feed. You can check him out right there at JimCorbettLive.com. What a handsome man! Already an 80 handicap. he can already wedge it in there into a foot. But I don't know that the gender matters like that, but I think that with women, if it's a girl and you say that it looks like the dad, I would think that would be even more offensive. Do you think women have a bigger contact with girls when they have children than they do boys initially?
I think it's just a difference. I mean, with a daughter, she's a mini me.
Right. Exactly.
And with her son, no woman will ever be good enough.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Good luck, women in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
You will never be good enough.
Yeah, she's straight punk too. Yeah, I mean,
she will, because that is the first. That's the first woman he's going to be in love with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a weird thing though. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, because on that Facebook page when I saw that. And somebody put up there, hey, he looks like, Ross or whatever. I wondered how Olivia reacted to that. Now, she's look, she's with Ross.
Yeah.
I mean, so we know she's open-minded.
Yeah, at least they didn't say it looks like Joel.
Yeah. Not good. Not good for sure.
Here's a random thought.
All right.
For every woman who's ever been pregnant with a boy, you have indeed grown a pair.
That's great. You've had a pair for sure.
You've grown a pair. So when someone says grow a pair, you can say, I have actually a few sets. Would you like to borrow some?
Right, here's the baby pic to prove it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I don't know what I was like. Man, the funny thing is, I did not care. I have two. With my first wife, God rest her soul, I had two daughters, and then I adopted my wife's children, and one of those is a daughter. So I have three daughters and a son. And I remember when my ex was giving birth and we were having, our kids, I did not care at all. I mean, boy, girl, it did not matter to me in the least.
Just 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Healthy is all that mattered, and to make sure that the wife made it through at the time. Just want to make sure everything's healthy, everything's good like that, and then you kind of go from there. I never really had aspirations of any of that. I didn't have that. My dad and I didn't have a real close relationship, so I didn't have that father-son bonding thing that you get with kids at that age. There was none of that stuff. No playing catch or football or any of that stuff.
But did you worry, as we've heard Ross mention many times before, but did you worry about having an ugly baby?
No.
Everyone has seen the Seinfeld episode, right?
The ugly baby thing?
Oh, your baby.
Yeah, if it's 3 and you can't figure out the gender. You got a bowl haircut and a weird face. No, man, I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't think any child is ugly to the parents. I don't think that happens. I don't think you get your kid, and if it's even if it looked like Elephant Man, you'd be like, oh, you're beautiful. Just put makeup on it. It's fine.
Oh, he'll grow into that face.
Yeah, he'll grow into that face. Oh, Ross. God almighty. I haven't seen the baby yet. I haven't been over. I haven't been over to see him. I got to go. Have you seen him?
Nope.
Have you seen him?
No.
I don't think we've. Don't we deserve a trip? Don't we deserve a visit?
Deserve to be invited to their home?
I think we deserve a visit from both of them. I'm calling them out right now.
All right.
I'm joking. Actually, I'm But I would
But
like.
at 6 o'clock you are, right? Because, I mean, why haven't we met him yet?
Yeah. I would like to go over and see him, though. But that's the thing. You have to kind of. Do you invite yourself to that?
No.
You do not.
No, you allow the parents to do that. And they're overwhelmed with family.
Yeah.
Plus, they're trying to keep their babies safe from all the viruses and everything out there.
It's been a minute. The family's
It
seen
has.
him.
Yeah, the family's seen him.
Well, of course they
Jimmy's right on
have.
that. But you buy your way in. Actually, I
Oh.
have been there
Have
to
you really?
drop off his birthday gift.
Oh, really?
See, you get a gift. You say, "Hey, I have something for you. Can I drop it off?"
Yeah. And then let me see that baby.
Yeah.
I want to see that baby. Let me see the baby.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, he's good. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 5 o'clock keyword is deposit. DEPOSIT.
Yay.
Go over to realradio.fm and send that out for your chance at $1,000. Let's take a little break. Our buddy Scott Maxwell's on the other side. Get your pencils sharpened up. We are going over the amendments right after this.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Something is coming back into popularity that has not been popular for a very long time.
Sean Watson.
What? How dare you? My popularity remains at an all-time high.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
The earlier crash that was reported on I-4 eastbound near the 408 is now just blocking the left shoulder, but delays are still heavy on the interstate through this area. No major problems or delays at this time on the 408 for those taking the toll road east or westbound. Traffic is also still moving well for those taking the Beach Line and the Greenway this afternoon. If you run into traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Any size soft drinks for $1. Wendy's has any size a la carte $1 soft drinks. Coke, Sprite, Strawberry Fanta, whatever you want. Any size soft drink for $1? Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Guys, are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option out there. You want to keep that heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. And, of course, that's damn near year-round here in Central Florida. And if too much outside noise is getting inside, I keep saying this, but I'm telling you guys, it is the most amazing transformation your house can have. When you replace those old windows and doors and use laminated insulated glass, you get as much as 100% improvement. Let me tell you how important that is in the summer when those weed eaters and mowers start ripping around 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning. Keep that outside noise where the hell it belongs, and that is outside. Those windows can do that for you. By the way, that laminated glass is like your car windshield in your house. It also is extremely, extremely durable, and it will protect your family as well. Rebates of $100 per window, $200 per door, and they offered 24-month, no money down, no payment, and no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, that's easy. Just call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest presents Rocktoberfest, October 25th and 26th at the Central Florida Fairgrounds at the Orlando Amphitheater. Enjoy live music from Hardwired, a Metallica tribute, the Pantera Experience, Talk Dirty to Me, Poison tribute, and the De Leon Band featuring Bavarian heritage music. Plus great food from Hollerbach's German Restaurant and other vendors. The German beer will be flowing. General admission and a limited number of VIP tickets are available now. Get more info at realradio.fm.
Boys and girls, Jim Colbert Show question of the day. 2 places. It's in our YouTube chat. It's also on our Instagram at Real Radio 1041 in our story. It's one of those ones we keep coming back to, as we get closer to the election. It's the who are you voting for question. Today's question sponsored by wearenotthebanks.com. If you're ready to start looking for a new home or refinance the one you're in, get Brad Siebert on the job. WeAreNotTheBanks.com is the website. He's not the banks. He's better than the banks. His sole expertise and focus is mortgages, getting you the mortgage for that home, or maybe it's the mortgage for your refi. Maybe it's a HELOC for you. I got my refi through WeAreNotTheBanks.com. I'm just trying to think. I think it was 9 years ago now. I just know I am getting closer and closer to that payoff date. And I am so excited because I just want to have my house paid off. It'll be there one day. I know. I'll be patient. Anyway, wearenotthebanks.com. That is where you go. Brad can help you out, whether it's that new home, maybe this is a year, or maybe it's a refi. For all your mortgage needs, wearenotthebanks.com is the website. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
If you missed our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, make some noise!
Watch the best moments exclusively on Hulu right now.
All right, you guys are out for a party, I can tell.
See the biggest festival headliners from around the world assembled on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible. See it all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu right now.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Hey guys, this is Dante Marcatelli of the Orlando Magic.
And this is Jake Chapman. And Dante, you know what they say, when one window closes, simply move to a new window.
Well, I don't think anyone says that, Jake, ever, but I think I know what you're getting at. You're referring to the new show, Magic Insiders, right?
You know me so well, D. Magic Insiders, Monday through Friday during the season, dropping at 3 p.m. Eastern each day.
Listen to Magic Insiders on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Magic Insiders and start listening.
Brought to you by the Capital One Venture Card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you follow your favorite athletes, wherever they're playing. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day, and use those miles to visit arenas across the country. Plus, earn unlimited 5 times miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. Your next epic sports trip is closer than you think. The Venture Card from Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay.
Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Car accidents can be scary, but dealing with the insurance company can be even scarier. This Halloween, don't get tricked. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Orlando's attorneys.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
So this new dose is, well, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
I'm Julian Edelman.
I'm Rob Gronkowski.
Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. We're going to highlight players, and we're just going to sit here and talk about them. And we'll get into the types of dudes. Is Randy Moss a stud or a freak? Is Tom Brady a dog or a dude's dude?
We're going to find out, Jules. New episodes drop every Thursday during the NFL season.
Listen to Dudes on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dudes on Dudes to start listening.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is deposit, DEPOSIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your shot at $1,000. Deposit, guys. That's your 5 o'clock keyword. Get over there and get that cash.
Get it.
Remember, if you are playing the game, pick up your phone when it rings, even if you do not recognize the number, because that, my friends, is exactly how they tell you you've won. Deposit. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
Every Wednesday around this time, 5:20 or so, we'll invite our good friend Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel to drop by and talk some fun stuff. You guys give it up good and loud for Sweet Heat. He's the Truth Dragon, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yay! Woo-hoo!
What's going on, big dog?
I'm excited. I'm loving life. We are less than 2 weeks, precisely 5 columns away from the election.
Yeah, 'tis the season, huh? 'Tis the season. Do you have any gut feeling? That's what we're in that stage now, right? Because the polling. So I don't know if you've noticed. I know you pay attention to elections because it's fun. But there's like these stages of how people try to predict what's going to happen, right? The first is the polling, and then people go, and then as it gets a little closer, like you got to ignore the polling. You got to ignore the polling, the polling, and then they point out all the times the polling was so grossly wrong, namely 2016, right? And then they get into this whole stage, my gut feeling. That's what it kind of gets into. Do you have a gut feeling?
Yeah, I kind of do, and it's a little unusual. I always think Democrats are going to lose and they do. They've been very consistent for me in that regard in Florida. But if I had to guess, I kind of have a gut feeling for Harris if you're talking about the top of the ballot for presidential, and it's not because of the polls. The polls have been deathly wrong, but I think the last couple of a few elections have been measured by enthusiasm, and there are a lot of people fired up in a way they haven't been on the Democratic side. And there are some Republicans that are just sort of beat down.
Yeah, I think that's the same. A lot of my friends that aren't like your red hat Republicans, the MAGA people, and they're just kind of John McCain / Ronald Reagan Republicans. That's the thing. They kind of want this to wash away and then get back to a more traditional conservative, policy platform plan to get back in. They can't stand the rhetoric of Trump and everything that this kind of comes with him and his policies. Unfortunately, I would love to be able to separate Trump from the policies because I hear that all the time, right? It's policy, not personality. And I love to hear that. But the problem is the personality is wrapped up with integrity and character. And I have a really difficult time with his integrity and character. That's a big problem. So I know a lot of personality and a lot of my friends feel the same way, by the way.
It bleeds into the policy. In fact, probably the most damning thing that has happened to Donald Trump, in my estimation, in this entire campaign has happened in the past 24 to 48 hours with regards to like General Mark Kelly.
Yeah.
And a lot of his top former advisors, who were basically talking about what you're saying, the character, and that he's not fit. That he does not have a proper respect for the military, does not make smart decisions on behalf of them or national safety. And once again, this isn't some, lefty, earthy, crunchy. This is his own former chief of staff. Gonna
be interesting to see because this feels like one of those things where either it's going to be close or a complete blowout. Like that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like there's going to be a middling thing, where somebody stumbles in there with 53-47 or 53. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's either going to be dead tight or it's going to be a stomping. So we'll see how that goes here in just a couple days. But Scott, we did want to have you on today to talk about the amendments. We do this every single year. They can get very confusing. The language is virtually impossible to decipher for a lot of people who are voting. Let's just start right at the top of Amendment 1 and kind of go through these if you don't mind.
Yeah, because there's some interesting ones, there's some fun ones, there's some really stupid ones in my estimation. But you're right, none of them seem like they should be as simple to understand as they should be. The first one, however, is relatively simple. It is Amendment 1. It would make school board races partisan. And what that basically means is for all the history of time in Florida, school board races have been nonpartisan affairs. The idea is that your schools, you don't want them to be terribly political playgrounds. You don't want Democrats and Republican parties waging wars. You just want the best candidate. But there has been a move led by the governor and legislators that wants to make all school board races partisan. So everybody would run as a Republican or a Democrat. It would have two effects. One, you'd have the party names on the ballot. But the other big thing is people would no longer vote in all elections because, we often get closed out of Florida as a closed primary system. And because of these sort of write-in candidates that come, if there's only 2 Republicans running and a write-in candidate files, because sometimes they require that, then you would not be able to cast a vote in your school board races, which is the way it happens now.
Yeah. Okay. So, and how do you feel about that?
I think this is the worst amendment out there. I think the last thing, and there are some I don't even care that much. I can go either way. This one, I think the last thing our schools need is more Republicans and Democrats waging party warfare. And frankly, if I had my druthers, and this is probably not a popular opinion, I wouldn't have party names on next to any candidates. I would make people do their damn research instead of checking their brains at the door and just voting the straight party line. But that's just me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and you don't like that rhetoric, the political rhetoric deciding things in school boards. Again, the kids should be first. It should not be whatever your policy or your party believes. It should be what's the best education for our kids, as we suffer here in Florida greatly with public education, for the record.
Right, but if you think partisanship makes things better, then you're a yes vote on one.
There you go. Number 2.
Number 2 is probably the strangest one out there. It is to put hunting and fishing in the state constitution. This would put into the Florida state constitution a law that language that guarantees that hunting and fishing will always remain constitutionally legal. Now, no one has suggested hunting and fishing should not be legal. No state in the United States of America has ever said that hunting and fishing should not be legal. Some of the opponents of this have argued it would be like adding language that says golf or tennis should always be legal.
Right, yeah, pickleball.
But a lot of gun advocates put it out there. I think that, well, they're part of the support, and there are some hunting and fishing groups that have supported this. It probably would not have much impact at all, except the Florida Bar, which studies these things pretty carefully. They said that this is a feel-good proposal that could have unintended consequences, such as, and the example they get, say like a beach, closes off its beach at turtle nesting time for a little while. I mean, that's kind of the kind of thing that nobody objects to. Well, if you claimed you had a constitutional right to fish, then you would be able to traipse right through there. They said it's just going to have a lot of unintended consequences for something that's unneeded. But if you feel like you want to, then you vote yes.
So I had to ask, does this go back to the bear hunting thing? Because I remember the controversy when we started giving out bear tags. People started losing their minds because, bears talk in Disney movies. And, people get real tripped out about that. I thought maybe it kind of originated from that. Like they just wanted to guarantee that if it was time to cultivate or cull the crowd, whatever the animal may be, that they wanted to be able to do that. They don't want to have to face any.
There's still, this would not change any of that. There are still laws about whether you can hunt bears. This and right now, like you cannot, or under certain circumstances, this would not have any effect on that. That I'm aware of. No,
All
I'm
right.
sure it would not.
Well, let's move on. Let's talk about the little spoken about Amendment 3.
Yeah, this one, and I think you and I have talked about this. We've been a little torn on this one. This is legalizing recreational marijuana, and to sort of cut through the rhetoric, this would basically treat marijuana the same way the state treats cigarettes and booze, making the substance legal but subject to strict regulation. And advocates would tell you that marijuana is already widely used, and they'd say it's a natural substance. And some law enforcement chiefs and prosecutors have said they don't want to waste their time on it, but opponents, including some other police chiefs and judges, dispute the drug safety, and they say that the amendment would primarily benefit a few large companies and generally allow communities, and they also say that communities that allow marijuana are unpleasant. There's no denying this is being financed and would primarily financially benefit companies like Trulieve. We've talked about this. Every time I've gone through a list of the biggest people donating to politics, it's the marijuana industry. But there's also the other side. There are a lot of cops who say they're sick of ruining people's lives,
right,
and that marijuana arrests are really handed down unevenly. And so anyway, it would treat it like any other substance.
But from what I've also heard and read, that if you were still caught with street weed, that you would still face jail time. Is that true?
Deb, that is, I don't know that I am, I don't know about that.
Because that's the problem that I have with Amendment 3 is that it seems to be written to benefit just one company, and the companies that are already present here in the state of Florida which seems not only anti-American but anti-capitalism to not allow a better product to move into the state. But if we make it a law that only Trulieve and those dispensaries already here can provide recreational weed, and if you're caught with weed that isn't from those dispensaries and you could still go to jail,
right.
I don't see how this is any kind of quote unquote freedom.
It is the weird thing. I think this is the big hurdle for me as well.
That's the hurdle for me.
And Scott, we've talked about the political aspects of Amendment 3 where there really aren't. It isn't a competitive market in Florida. I mean, we go back to the gambling thing and the online gambling thing. It's kind of similar to that. If it was legal and it was, everybody had an opportunity to go through the regulatory process, go through the process of financing a growing area and then marketing that product through regulation in the government, it should be able to do that. But unfortunately, they've kind of dealt that out to only a few companies. And you're right. It's basically
headed by Trulieve,
signing in a gigantic ATM machine for Trulieve.
Yeah, like if I want Cheech and Chong's gummies here in Florida, Trulieve shouldn't be able to say no.
And the problem is with this amendment or with this issue is it's kind of a catch-22 because this amendment would let any company come in and do this. The problem is that the lawmakers are the ones who will end up restricting this. And that's what they did before. You remember reading about this with medical marijuana, where black farmers were like, how come we can't get a license to sell here? So the amendment just says, let's legalize it. The state gets to decide how to regulate it, but the state has a history of giving to the people who
give to them.
Give to them. And I will tell you that I'm of the opinion, I don't believe that marijuana is quite as harmless as a lot of people argue it is.
I know it's not. I know it's not. The problem is when kids get a hold of it at 14 and 15 years old and it destroys their drive. That's the problem with it. I see more and more young men, young boys, if I'm being honest, between the ages of 14, 15, all the way up to maybe 18 years old using marijuana regularly, and it's already stunting their brain growth, making them lazy, and that's the problem. It's not, it really is that issue. It does take away your drive and your ambition.
But this law does not say a 14 or 15-year-old can have it.
It doesn't.
Like I said, it would be regulated just the same way they would regulate cigarettes and booze. And so I ultimately come down that, I don't necessarily like it. I don't like the company, but I also believe adults should theoretically have the ability to make their own decisions. And I can't make a good case for why alcohol and carcinogenic cigarettes should be legal and why a naturally grown substance shouldn't.
100%, because even though it is tobacco, it is highly processed before we get into it. Now,
so hurry up so I can go have a cigarette.
Short on time. Let's get to Amendment 4. I think this is probably one of the more controversial for our state because of the fight the governor's putting up.
Yeah, and it is controversial, but I also think it's probably one of the simplest, and it's probably one that most of your listeners already have their minds made up. This is the abortion amendment. And basically what it says is it would prohibit Tallahassee, the state legislature and governor, from any restrictions on abortion beyond what's federally out there. Now, it basically, that's the bottom line. As you probably know, Florida right now, and this is the reason this amendment has come up, has some of the strictest abortion in the nation. It bans it really for all intents and purposes after 6 weeks, and bans it in almost all cases, and bans it after 15 weeks, even without exceptions for rape or incest. So Florida passed some basic restrictions. There wasn't a big move. When they became one of the strictest, citizens rallied together. And this really is a citizens-driven amendment that said, no, I'm concerned about surgery for the life of a mother who's in danger. I'm concerned about my teenage daughter having choices. Anyway, if you think you want Tallahassee to make regulations, you support it, and you like the way things are. If you don't want Tallahassee making restrictions, you vote, I backed that up. I just gave everybody awful. You vote yes if you don't want Tallahassee to make rules, and no if you do.
Very good. All right, let's move on to Amendment 5.
This one's weird. It's just super weird.
It's Florida.
It's just teeny weeny tax break. It's so complicated. You get a $50,000 homestead exemption on your house. This would remove the inflation on half of that, $25,000. It's very small. I went to the tax collector and I said, what would this break down to? He said about $10 a year. And basically, the bottom line is state legislators wanted to pass a tax break, but they didn't want to pay for it out of the state budget. So they have put out an amendment that would force local governments to take the hit, which means less money for police and fire and everything else. But they get the credit to say they push for a tax break.
No on 5.
Whoa. Not so fast, Easy. Hang on.
you're saying I would get $10?
Oh, come on, Jack.
Yes, Jack. Yes, Jack.
All right. I would say let's consider it.
Scott, I have that thing. Yeah, when I hear something that doesn't sound right, I'm like, you say it's weird, it sounds benign, it's only $10, but is there anything buried in here that we're kind of missing because of it? Usually, when there's something that seems so innocuous, it's always the language that's buried in there that will give the state power to do something or some regulatory thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Scott, but if I'm not mistaken, what I just learned and what just changed my mind on it is realizing that it is a tax break, but it's forcing local governments to absorb the pay and pay it out.
So your police, your fire, your teachers, all of that is going to have to get shipped away in order for them to make up for this budget shortfall.
For us to get $10 a house.
Break. It is only, really importantly, and this is one reason I'm voting against it, it's also only a tax break for homeowners. An increasingly large number of residents in the state live in apartments and condos
renters.
and things like that. They would not benefit from this at all. But I think the biggest reason, Jim, the reason you say what's the catch, I think the catch is if you look back at every year we've had constitutional amendments, there is always another amendment for homestead exemption. Sometimes it's been for veterans, and I've supported that. Sometimes it's been for the elderly poor, and I've supported that. They always want to claim they're giving a tax break, but they never want to pay for it themselves. And so they want to force local governments to do it. And that's why I'm voting no on this one, to say if state lawmakers want to pass a tax break, fine, cut your own damn taxes. Don't tell the city of Orlando that they don't get to have as much money for fire, police, parks, or whatever else.
Right, exactly. And you get the credit.
Right, exactly. All right, let's move on to the final one, Amendment 6.
This is where Jack and I are at odds, I think.
I'm not so sure. I thought it was the last one. But anyway, what do you got?
I love it.
This is the last one.
I love arguing.
The last one we talked about.
I like it when liberals argue against each other. Let's do it.
This is to repeal taxpayer finance campaigns. And right now, what that means, and a lot of people don't know this, is virtually every candidate for statewide office, from governor to CFO to agriculture commissioner, is allowed to use tax dollars to finance their campaigns. And the amount of money has gone up more and more and more. It became record-setting in 2022 when Ron DeSantis set the record for both collecting the most money from private donors and the most money from taxpayers. $7 million Ron DeSantis received from taxpayers to run ads for his campaign. This would end that practice altogether. It is supported by Republicans. It is supported by Republicans like Jeb Bush, who called this program welfare for politicians, and it is supported by Scott Maxwell. I have supported this for a long time because I believe the idea originally was noble. It was to help give money to candidates who were willing to limit their contributions. But then we had the Citizens United rule that we talked about at the Supreme Court. And right now, they do not limit. They take this taxpayer money, but still take massive, massive chunks of donations. Ron DeSantis took donations as much as $5 million a piece from out-of-state billionaires. I don't think someone like that needs another $7 million of tax dollars. But I am opposed by a lot of my liberal friends, including the League of Women Voters. Well, not that they're liberal; they're nonpartisan.
Or do they say that, Scott, because it takes people who may have a great message and may be a great candidate and kind of rules them out because they don't have the ability to raise funds?
Yeah, and there's no doubt, and that's a reason to vote no on this. This voting yes would do away with the program. If you like the program, and that's what supporters say, they say, yes, someone like Ron DeSantis, who absolutely does not need this money, and by the way, doesn't have to take it. Other governors have chosen on moral grounds not to take this. They say, yeah, he may get the money, but there's these other candidates who would never have a shot, and they still get, maybe they don't get $7 million, but they get $1 million. So it helps candidates that agree to live by grassroots funding, and it helps them get out their message, even if it helps the Goliaths get out their message more. So that's the reason to vote no.
Well, there you go. If you missed this, I know some people are like, 1, 2, and 3 again, please. No, we can't do that. But you can go get the podcast and listen to this entire thing over again. Scott Maxwell has his own area there.
That's right. And I'll put it up in the goods as well.
Yeah, very nice. So it'll be up there.
I will retweet it as well, the column. It's right now after we're done with this.
And it's worth checking out his recommendations as well, because one of the hardest things on the ballot, and has been for me in the 30-plus years I've lived here, is figuring out which judges deserve to stay on the bench and which should not. Scott covers excellently all of the district court of appeals, as well as Supreme Court justices. whether or not you believe that they should stay on the bench. And it's a big help if you always have questions about
Haven't
that.
you been busy?
Yeah. And I think the Sentinel in general also has county by county breakdowns of everybody running for office in those counties, and also what they're running on platforms and stuff like that.
I've relied on
If
them
you
for years.
just Google Orlando Sentinel and Voters Guide, you will get virtually every race in the county. You will see a story on the race. You will see interviews with the candidates, and you'll see endorsements and some.
Very nice. Good line for Scott Maxwell, guys.
Yay! Sweet heat.
All right, buddy. We'll see you soon, man. Thanks. Always.
Take care, guys.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We'll take a little break, come back, do some trivia, load them up. We got some cool stuff. We'll tell you what it is next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by MD Now.
The NBA season kicks off for the Magic tonight. They'll start their season on the road in Miami. Expect a big night on the offensive side from rising star Jalen Suggs, who was just recently paid with a big new contract. Current DraftKings Sportsbook line is plus 155 for Suggs to score 15-plus points tonight. And in football, where Buccaneers wideout Mike Evans, he's officially out for this week. He's got that hamstring injury he suffered Monday night. I'm Scott Davidson.
Coming down with something and don't know what it is? Know now at MD Now. Their physician-led team can test for, diagnose, and treat a variety of illnesses. Just walk in or use their convenient web check-in. Visit mdnow.com and get back to better.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. October is supposed to be the spooky month, well, the ghosts and goblins, but that could be happening right inside your chest where your heart is. And let me tell you, man, when my wife and I got our scans from Life Imaging FLA, this was an eye-opener for sure. I took that disc of information over to my primary care doctor, and they were amazed by it, how detailed it was and how easy it was to tell me exactly what I needed to do to get right. My heart was fine, but I did have some other issues. The instant we found out how easy this was and the information we got and how easy it was to decipher, we immediately called her parents, said, you got to get over there right now. It is time to do this. They both did. I was standing next to my wife when she got that phone call to tell her everything's fine. Dad and I have good hearts. Everything's clean. But it's that peace of mind, guys. That's the whole idea. Don't be proactive, or be proactive, not reactive. Don't wait for something to happen and then go to Life Imaging. Do it now. And remember, you don't have to take off your clothes or no dyes or injections. The entire process only takes a few minutes. And with that few minimum requirements, it is a $699 value. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Early detection does save lives. Here's how easy it is to make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do, guys. Pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds while you're there. Make that appointment. It's important. Make that call today. This is the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
We all think about buying a house instead of renting, right? But did you ever realize you're renting your electricity every single month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching prices rise every year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power with Solar Source? I started with my pool heater going solar, and now I'm thrilled with Solar Source's pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at only $99. Now, Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984 and over 60,000 installations right here in Central Florida. They are the company I trust. Are you ready to stop renting your electricity? Switch to Solar Source today and start owning your own power. Switch to Solar Source today by going to solarsource.com/monster. Honestly, going Solar Source has been the best thing we've done all year. I absolutely love the company, and you save more money when you tell them you know Russ Rollins. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Headquarter Hyundai will do whatever it takes to get you into a new Hyundai. Get our lowest price guarantee. Drive home today in a new Hyundai. Payments starting as low as $99 per month. That's right, only $99 a month. Plus, get up to $5,000 more for your trade. Headquarter Hyundai. We'll do whatever it takes. See all our specials online at headquarterhyundai.com. 36-month lease payments starting at $99 with approved credit. Trade allowance calculated on KBB Fair Trade Value. See dealer for details.
Spooky hits, commercial free. That's Halloween Radio on the free iHeart app. This spooky station is filled with non-stop Halloween hits. Open the free iHeart app, search Halloween Radio, and listen now. Free never sounded so good.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey guys, this is Dante Marchitelli of the Orlando Magic.
And this is Jake Chapman. And Dante, you know what they say, when one window closes, simply move to a new window.
Well, I don't think anyone says that, Jake, ever, but I think I know what you're getting at. You're referring to the new show, Magic Insiders, right?
You know me so well, D. Magic Insiders, Monday through Friday during the season, dropping at 3 p.m. Eastern each day.
Listen to Magic Insiders on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Magic Insiders and start listening.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with SafeTouch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit SafeTouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
Sponsored by the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home at thenickley.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Arr, ye scallywags. What's a pirate's favorite letter? Son of a barnacles. I didn't really think this through. I don't know what you said, but it's the C, Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would like to win this Bucks bus so I could take my brother, a big Bucks fan, having some bourbon and watch the Bucks pluck the feathers from the old dirty birds. Arr!
Ahoy there, Buccaneers. This Sunday, the Dirty Birds of Atlanta dare set off inland onto our Bay of Tampa. Though we will have Mike Evans and our Baker Mayfield leading the charge to victory, we will be missing dearly our Jensen at center and our Davis at corner. These injuries are squall, but we will make the victory. Hoist the Jolly Roger.
I mean, when we said it, it sounded like a good idea. I mean, we were in the studio. I was like, oh, let's just have them do this. No. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
And that is for a pair of tickets on our Bucks bus to go to the Buccaneers game on Sunday with us. We have one pair to give away today, and we'll have to, pick one by within an hour.
That's right.
Yep.
Big thanks to MCA Transportation for the bus and Jersey Mike's for the food. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack has the Jackie sack.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Look at it, Glack. Look at it, Glack.
Here we go. We have two prizes in the Jackie sack today. These are our trivia prizes. You can choose a pair of tickets to Rocktoberfest at the Central Florida Fairgrounds this Friday and Saturday. Live music, Hardwired. They're a Metallica tribute band. Pantera Experience, Talk Dirty to Me as well. The De Leon Band featuring Bavarian heritage music, plus German food and craft beer. GA and a limited number of VIP tickets still available now. We have details on our website at realradio.fm. The other prize, a pair of GA tickets to the Orlando Beer Festival. Woo! This is happening a week from Saturday on November 2nd at Festival Park in the Milk District. 2 to 5 p.m. VIPs get in an hour early. Get your tickets now at OrlandoBeerFestival.com. It's the 9th annual Orlando Beer Festival, and it's the largest one in Orlando. And they got so much more than beer, cider, seltzer, spirits, cocktails, and more.
Boom! Very nice, bud. Love that.
Jackie Sack brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando Moving and Storage Company, and make sure you keep it local by mentioning the Jim Colbert Show, because he's going to get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Quick clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Jack, who goes first today?
Matt.
Matt, right there on line 2. Matt, how you doing?
Absolutely fantastic.
So glad to hear that. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Game show.
You make me feel uncomfortable with that.
All right, Matt, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers, Matt, it is a lie. I'm lying to you, dog.
No.
But if you can find it, I'll send you over to the Jackie Sack. Bunch of cool stuff over there. You ready?
I'll try.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1975, actor, producer, entrepreneur, started his career on a Canadian soap opera.
Oh.
He will get you he'll get you a great deal on wireless.
Oh, Ryan Murphy. No. Oh.
He's a massive part. Ryan Reynolds is
there
the
you
answer.
go. There you go.
Yeah,
I know.
You win nothing for that, buddy. Just give you a heads up. Here are 3 fun facts about Ryan and 1 red leotard of a lie. Number one, he's the youngest of 4 brothers. 2 of them are Canadian police officers.
Nice.
Number 2, he's on the board of the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research because his dad was diagnosed in 95. Number 3, he was part of the group of investors that started streaming service Hulu. Or lastly here, his full name is Ryan Rodney Reynolds. Which of those is a lie?
Number 3.
Number 3 is the answer, buddy. You're a winner.
Whoa!
Tried to go back to it to fool him a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I set this up yesterday. Did not work. Back to the drawing board.
I knew he was a wireless service, not Hulu.
Yeah, but he also has that as well. But he also did help start a streaming service, just not that one. We'll put you on hold, buddy. You're a winner.
Congratulations.
Look, here's the thing. You can't nick a guy who knew knew it. He knew he started the wireless service, Mint.
Right.
But I thought maybe I could get him with that because Hulu was bought by Disney. It was originally a Fox product.
I believe this is where you give us a speech of how you never make the answer number 3.
No, I just told you. I did this. I did the Greg Maddox thing.
Yeah,
I tried to set it up yesterday so I could do it again today. This guy saw right through it.
Or he just guessing up.
Yeah. He is the youngest of 4 brothers, and 2 of them are Canadian police officers. I think his grandfather was like a big dog in the Canadian Mounted Police kind of thing.
Damn.
Like a big dog up there. He is on the board of the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research because his father did get diagnosed in 1995. He was not part of the group of investors who did that. But his name is Ryan Rodney Reynolds. That's a handful.
That is.
A couple other things you may not know about Ryan Reynolds before we get to the top of the hour. He can speak French fluently, of course, being Canadian. That's a surprise. But he also knows conversational Spanish and Italian. You know what else they did? They put Irish in here. But I thought Irish was a dialect of English.
No, you must be talking about like Gaelic.
So it must be Gaelic, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Irish is just a dialect of English, no different than Scottish, right? Because when you break it down, it is a derivative of English. I mean, if you could understand them, you could get it.
But the original Irish is one of the Gaelic languages.
Oh, and that thing
so
is
there'll be an M, but there's no M.
Right.
Sound.
It's like 20 minutes of you cleaning your throat, and then somebody says, "Yeah, sure, I get it."
Samhain spelled like what?
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly here on, he was engaged to Alanis Morissette and then married to Scarlett Johansson. This guy's going through it out there in Hollywood.
I guess so.
By the way, I saw a picture of a young Alanis Morissette and this guy together today when I'm writing this. She was a really good-looking girl. She never got credit for it because her music kind of was, was kind of aggro for girl music. It didn't seem super feminine, so people didn't look at her like that. But I saw a picture of them together when she was probably in her mid or late 20s, and she was gorgeous, dude. She really was a pretty girl. And, of course, Scarlett Johansson is Kind of cute, too. They were together for about 3 years, I believe, and now he's with Blake Lively, who's supposed to be a bitch.
Really?
Yeah. I heard she's pretty bad.
I've heard she's difficult.
On top of the stuff that came out about her being really difficult, even before that, back in the day, I remember we talked to somebody who had a connection to something that she was on and said that she was very Hollywood. Again, didn't say she was a bitch. It said that she was so stereotypically Hollywood.
Says everything.
Yeah, my latte's not 71 degrees.
Right.
So, I need you to run the 17 blocks of Starbucks and give me another one. And then, of course, on top of Mint Mobile, he also owns Aviation Gin. So he's also in the liquor business. And this guy knows
the soccer team.
Yeah, Wrexham. Yeah,
that's right, Wrexham.
He owns Wrexham as well, yeah. This guy knows how to diversify, man. His portfolio is thick and really out there.
And he's funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
But so horrible looking. So ugly.
Yeah. Such a dog.
So unfortunate.
Yeah. Is he good looking as a man?
Oh, yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
What's the best looking guy in Hollywood? I always ask my wife this, and she thinks it's weird that I ask if that guy's good looking, as if I don't know. And I've told you guys before.
I think it's weird that you don't know.
The ones that I'll give you an example. I'll tell you exactly. I know John Hamm is a good-looking man.
Right.
Like, I can look at Tom Brady and see he's structurally a handsome man because he has those stereotypical handsome cheekbone things that people think is good-looking.
Square jaw.
Yeah, but some of these people I do not know. Like, I would not know if Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling, I don't know if they're good-looking. I know they're talented.
Yeah, they're good-looking.
Yeah. Who's the best-looking?
That's a hard one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really have no idea.
Really? You don't have anybody. My mom's, God, I love my mom's kinks. My mom, God rest her soul. My mom, if Sam Elliott came onto the screen, oh God, strap her down, kids.
That's right.
All right.
My mom's was Mark Harmon. She watched all of that the shows.
Mine was Tom Selleck.
NCIS.
Oh, yeah. Never Selleck, too.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, if Sam Elliott was on the man.
Those mustache boys.
Oh, yeah. Get the towel. Get the towel out. All right, 407-916-1041. Ross Padgett right after this.
Your chance to win tickets to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on our Instagram at Real Radio 1041.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing delays from the earlier crash that was reported on I-4 eastbound near the 408 exit. Activity still blocks the left shoulder here. Now looking at major problems on the 408 due to two separate crashes, both blocking the left lanes. One is reported near the Bumby Avenue exit. The other is reported at the 436 exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
Florida needs a power company that's storm ready. That's why FPL works year-round to keep the power on and restore it safely and as quickly as possible when needed. FPL, working for you every single day. Get ready at fpl.com/storm.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important that your AC company is ready to go for you at all times. That's why we love Mills Air. You know, when Jack's AC crashed on him when he walked in after the show one day and it was 91 in his house, he called Mills. When Deb's mom could not get the company she'd been working with for years to come out and take care of her when her AC quit, she called Mills. When Ross and Olivia called on Mills Air to come out because no other company would build an AC system in their house because it wasn't built for that kind of thing, they came out there and they solved that issue. That's what they do. They solve problems. They get you back to nice and cool, and they keep you there. That's the number one thing, and they do this with 30-plus years of integrity here in Central Florida, and their techs are awesome. They know all these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC company you have. These guys can take care of it. Even better, if you do need a new unit, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that means up to $1,275 in rebates towards your brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. These guys are ready to help you right now. Here's how you make your appointment. Call 407-277-1159. You can do it online at millsair.com.
We want you to be like Ken, because Ken won $1,000 listening to Real Radio.
You are kidding me.
No joke, man. What were you doing when you heard the keyword?
I was listening to the Jim Colbert show.
You are a wise man, Ken. What will you do with the money?
I am going to surprise my wife with something.
I repeat, you are a wise man, Ken. You too can be like Ken. Listen for the keywords, enter on our website at realradio.fm, then answer your phone when you get the call.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com. I'm sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. Jeff, I'm concerned because we're in an election year, right? Which, sure to shake things up and all that. But last year was a great year in the market, and it's just not looking so good this year.
Well, yeah, the market is cyclical, and that's why it's a perfect time to diversify and lock in some of those gains. You may even qualify for an upfront bonus of up to 30% just for opening an account, and up to 12% guaranteed growth for your retirement income.
Up to 30% for just opening an account, and up to 12% per year? All guaranteed?
Yeah, and you probably won't hear many other advisors talking about this because they don't have access. I will say it's because of the high interest rate climate we're in, and this probably won't last long.
If you're concerned about what this messy election could do to your finances, call Trajan Wealth today and learn how to get up to 30% bonus and up to 12% growth per year for retirement income. Call 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states says Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Paid advertisement.
If you're hosting friends for Halloween, make the party more spirited with Bartesian, the sophisticated cocktail maker that makes over 60 bar-quality drinks in the relative safety of your home. And now, Bartesian is offering an electrifying Halloween bundle while supplies last. Save when you order the premium Bartesian cocktail maker together with the capsule drawer and seasonal cocktails, like the Witch's Heart and Candyman. Visit Bartesian.com/cocktails. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktails.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind. 816. That's how many times you hear my voice a month on the station telling you should hire my law firm. Now that seems like a big number, but it doesn't compare to the other 50,000 commercials you hear. So hopefully I'm less irritating than the rest of us. Be well. Contact us at whenyouneedus.com or dial 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333, offices Orlando.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The model year is over. Drive new 2024 Nissans from $18,900 at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
That's right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. That is your 6 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Credit, guys. That is your 6 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Check us here as well.
Yep.
And every single Wednesday night around 8 o'clock, you can listen to Good Sauce with Ross and Joel and Renato. And he joins us every day at 6 on Wednesdays to tell us what's going on. Give it up good and loud for our buddy Ross Padgett.
All right, so let's just get this out of the way. So I get to tune in. I hear the end of trivia. And, Jim, you're the most honest person, I think. You're one of, if not the most honest person. You're like Abraham Lincoln of radio. But even the honest people lie. You gonna tell me you can't tell if Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling is attractive?
No, I don't. I'm telling you, buddy. I know. I get so much S for this. I promise you. Like I said, I just said I know John Hamm's a good-looking dude, and I said I think Tom Brady. You can look at him and see he's a handsome guy. But some of these people I do not know. I'm being honest.
Just look for the sex V on the hips, dude. Just look for that, and then that's game, set, match. They're attractive.
Yeah, that doesn't make their face nice. That they have like that.
If they're a Hollywood movie star, they're nailing it.
Steve Buscemi. No, right.
Checkmate.
Yeah, of course, Good Sauce tonight, 8 o'clock. Still rolling along quite well. God, we're in the 20s for episodes now.
28. Yeah, we're at episode 28. And I got to tell you, I'm really proud of this episode as well. So I'll tell you, the first segment was, so a good friend of mine, my best friend, my Puerto Rican brother, I met him in 3rd grade. He's a nurse now. And he's now going back to school to, I guess, stop nursing because the stories that he tells me about being a nurse and the neuro department floor is just haunting.
Horrifying.
It is. Yeah. There, as he once told me, he's like, there's no good shift. Being a nurse.
Oh, yeah. There's no good shift.
There's just, it is brutal.
Get ready.
So, but he's back in school and he had to take a racial bias class.
A racial bias, in other words, to see if, or what is that for?
Yeah, exactly.
See where your biases lie.
Just to make sure that people in the medical field aren't acting a little bit slower towards a race or a little bit quicker towards one other race.
God, there was a story about that this weekend that a hospital was something to do with black women, how they didn't get a certain service before other women got in the same scenario. I think it was it was dealing with pregnancies, but yeah, that was just in the news this week.
It's a huge topic. It's a huge thing, but how do you go ahead and figure that? I was so curious, like, what is that class like? All right. What in the, there's a teacher for that?
Right. Yeah.
And how do you not offend when you're teaching that class?
Everybody gather around. White skin heals faster. So we have to get to the browns and the blacks first.
So this is what they do. There's actually harvard.edu, right? / some other words. Regardless, what happened, I got to a website that he had to take a test to see what his racial bias was, or if there was some or not. And we all took that test, and then we hit record.
How many questions? What kind of test are we talking about? Is it like is it A, B, C, D, like multiple choice, or is it like true, false, or?
So I don't want to spoil the episode, but I will tell you one of us failed. It was me.
Spoiler.
I didn't know that the questions were being timed. You're supposed to answer the questions as fast as possible.
Right.
I took the test the night before. I was watching football. I was trying to understand the question, really nailed this test. If you focus on getting the questions right, well, you're taking a little bit more time, then all of a sudden that adds and dings up your score. I was literally rooting for Lamar Jackson as I was taking this test.
Irony.
So I feel comfortable talking about. I was confused. The other two guys, I made sure to let them know, like, you have to answer it as fast as you possibly can. And yeah, the results did not go my way.
I find this very fascinating because here's the thing: like, how do you frame a question like that? Like, you frame a question, hey, if 4 people walk into the room and they're all different colors, they all have the same injuries, who do you handle first? I mean, is it that simple or silly?
first and foremost, I'm not the best test taker. It took me a couple times on the FCAT. I don't want to brag,
All right.
but like I nailed it on that second or third time, maybe a fifth or sixth. I don't remember, but so the questions are, they show a photo of a white person, or as they say it on the website, European American.
Oh, there you
and
go.
then they also show a photo of an African American. And then that image, oh man, it's like a riddle just explaining the test. So they show a photo of a white person, and then they ask, whenever you see a white person or a good word, you hit the left side of the screen. Whenever you see a black person and a bad word, you hit the right side of the screen. So the image is flipping between good words and images of people. Then you hit like a little checkpoint. Then they flip it. So then good word, black person, white word, or white person, bad word, and then they flip it from left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, right side of the screen to the left side of the screen.
Right, yeah.
And then you do that 6 times.
Good God. This test.
I know. Do you see why I failed it?
Yeah. Is this test called the career ender? Because
oh man,
it seems
it was
like
brutal.
It seems like just because you can't maybe go through the process of taking the test, it can come out very poorly for you.
Well, maybe you shouldn't do it while you're watching Monday Night Football.
I was watching Monday Night Football. I was also on the phone with my nurse friend going, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, you got to take this. And I was like, all right, sure. I'm talking to my wife. I'm around like the second checkpoint. I'm like, dude, this is like a riddle. I was not doing it fast at all. And then I got warmed up, and then I started kind of going quick. And then I definitely got dinged on the test.
So it doesn't give you the answers immediately, right? You do the entire test and you look at the results?
Yes, sir. Right at the end. And then you find out what kind of person you are.
Wow. Then it says, welcome to the KKK.
Exactly.
Your white robe is on its way.
Yeah, your
the results are printed on a red hat. That's what happened. No, it was very intriguing. And here's another thing too. When you go, I'll send you guys the link because it's perfect radio gold. If you guys want to find out what's good.
Somebody just texted us and said they do this for insurance and they do it for cops as well. The same kind of test.
For a lot of occupations. And it's not just race that I was sent. You have age, you have Asian, you
Gender.
have gender, obesity.
Yeah.
So they do, and it's proven tests, so to speak, where it's not like concrete that the answers that it's not concrete that you walk away from each one of these tests that you go like, oh God, I guess I don't like Asian people or something like that. But it makes you think. It keeps you on your toes. I still will defend myself by saying like, I really was taking my time. I didn't know it was timed. I was trying to answer the whole thing correctly, and that's kind of what burned me.
Yeah, you're trying to get some logic in there, and unfortunately it's not really built for that, though, is it? I mean, the whole idea is if you're a nurse and somebody comes into a trauma center, you don't have time to discern, how you feel about where they're from or what they look like. You're supposed to provide service, right?
100%. And then that's the first segment, which I got to tell you ended up being a lot of fun. But those tests are out there. So if you really want to find out what your grandparents think,
we know. We don't need a test for that. Thanksgiving dinner should do that.
Yeah. Enjoy that can of cranberry. And then the second segment was really just breaking down each day of the week because Renato is so pumped up for Sundays and how his claim for Sunday being the best day of the week is when you get the brisket going.
Oh, yeah.
It's when you get a Corona with a lime and you get your final scene, Act 3 of Fast and Furious on.
Oh, yeah, player.
Which he also found live on the pod that Thursday is not hump day, which was...
It's another segment that made me sad for Renato.
That's incredible. Yeah. How do you not know that Wednesday's hump day?
It's sad watching his face when he learns these things.
Oh, really?
And I'm here for it. I love it. We find out and really come to the conclusion that Thursday is really a baby Saturday where if you get wasted on a Monday, you might need therapy. But if you get wasted on a Thursday, you're just getting the fun started a little early.
Oh, yeah. You're just priming the weekend pump, baby.
Exactly.
Thursday, you're close enough to the weekend, people understand it. That's when people start going out. which is very fascinating, where Thursday has got this renaissance of like, oh, dude, let's watch a sunrise. It's a different vibe on Thursdays, I think, in 2024 than what it was 20 years ago.
Right on. All right.
And that's what tonight's podcast is all about.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, it's Good Sauce right after Tom and Dan. You can check them out with Joel, Renato, and is it John?
Yeah, no, John just gave us the test, but
okay, he gave you the test.
We talk about the nursing and medical field a whole bunch because that's where the test came from. And I'll give you one more update about my son because I'm still a dad. I'll be honest with you, it still feels like I'm doing someone a huge favor right now. It still doesn't feel 1,000% real.
I have to tell you, the funny thing is, funny you should mention that. The first week, it wasn't this far into it, but the first week, I kept wondering when the person was going to show up to pick this child up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we were just watching it for someone.
It is so awesome. It's amazing. He's getting his neck muscles going on, and he is still 99.9 percentile for height. He is
I love it.
A giant.
Love you playing any golf?
This Saturday, I'll be at Royal St. Cloud. Also, next weekend, I know, dude. I know. I
played with the mayor of
the wife.
I played with the mayor of Royal St. Cloud this weekend.
And then before I get out of here, legendary comedy venue back open in Central Florida. It's always been a bonkers room. It will stay a bonkers room. November 1st, November 2nd, I will be headlining. Get ready for this, Jim. The Why Not Lounge. It's there. You can get your tickets off of the Bonkers Comedy website. I keep doing all these new dad jokes and they keep getting stronger. So I'm really excited to go back to one of the origins of Central Florida stand-up comedy.
As OG as it gets, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, good seeing you, buddy.
If only it was on a Thursday.
Yeah. Right. Good and live for Ross, guys. Hey! That's Good Sauce tonight at 8 o'clock. You can also find them on Instagram and all the fun stuff. And we'll see you, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose. See you.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic remains backed up on I-4 east and westbound this afternoon for those traveling in the Orlando area today by the major attractions exits. Still seeing some heavy traffic due to the earlier crashes reported eastbound on the 408 at Bumby Avenue and 436. Looking at delays right now for those who need to travel on the Turnpike north and southbound near the Oakland Exchange exit and near the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Guys, let me tell you something. When you hear the words bathroom remodeling, instantly you start seeing money signs going out of your pocket, out of your house. But let me tell you, man, with Rebath Mid-Florida, these guys know how to do it to give you great products, incredible services, and for a fair price. And even better, they do it with integrity. You get a lifetime guarantee on their products. Let me tell you something. You got to drop by their showroom. That's really where the dream begins. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. And when you slide in there, you're going to see some models set up. I think there's eight or 10 of them. Those aren't the bathrooms. What they are, though, is their bathrooms configured with their products in different designs so you can get an idea of what's possible with Rebath's catalog and their install team. And guys, if you mentioned the Jim Colbert Show, how about $800 in upgrades for your bathroom? That's what they can do. Multiple choices of toilets and tubs and lighting and cabinetry. It's all right there. And if you go to their website, rebath.com, you can actually see the before and afters. Amazing stuff. Book your appointment today and see what they can do for you. It's rebath.com. This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Rebath.com.
Hey guys, this is Dante Marcatelli of the Orlando Magic.
And this is Jake Chapman. And Dante, you know what they say, when one window closes, simply move to a new window.
Well, I don't think anyone says that, Jake, ever, but I think I know what you're getting at. You're referring to the new show, Magic Insiders, right?
You know me so well, D. Magic Insiders, Monday through Friday during the season, dropping at 3 p.m. Eastern each day.
Listen to Magic Insiders on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Magic Insiders and start listening.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to help you hear more about today's top female athletes. Learn more about your favorite teams and keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. Just ask the Capital One bank guy. It's pretty much all he talks about. In a good way. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One, NA, member FDIC.
Get your lawn ready for fall with help from Tools Ace Hardware and Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Stop by one of Tools' 11 Steel locations with service and repair centers for a tune-up on your equipment. Or take advantage of fall savings on blowers, trimmers, and more. Right now, save $50 on the gas-powered MS250 chainsaw or the battery-powered BGA 57 handheld blower. At Tools, we service what we sell, which means you can bring in your Steel Outdoor Power Equipment to one of our 11 locations for any repairs or warranty issues. Tools is here to help with 13 locations in Central Florida. Visit toolsacehardware.com to find a location near you. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Don't be scared. It's Halloween season, and the free iHeartRadio app has everything you need to make it a scream. Commercial-free Halloween radio. Custom playlists like Fright Night Rock. And spooky podcasts like
Stuff to blow your mind.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Halloween, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at HBNUSA.com.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, the Bucks don't need a pep talk. They got Baker freaking Mayfield. You know what Bakers do? They cook, and my boy's going to cook. You need ingredients. Godwin's a good ingredient. Evans is a good ingredient. But a good cook can take any ingredient and make a masterpiece. Yeah. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to take all those ingredients and put them in a big old bowl at the end of the season. Let's call that big bowl a Super Bowl. And he's going to mix them up and make a masterpiece. That's what he's gonna do. Just kidding. Duval! Go Jack!
I love it. He
It was a swerve.
Arr, Captain Colbert. Today we'll sail under the mighty creamsicle colors, and the Falcons don't stand a chance. We'll storm the field like true pirates, no mercy, no retreat. Our defense is a fortress, and our offense strikes like a coldest. By the time we're done, them birds will wish they'd never taken flight. So fight with the heart of a pirate and let the cannon fire roar. This victory be ours. Let's plunder it and make Tampa proud. Arr.
Arr.
Later, guys. It's Doug. Thanks.
All right, man. All right, 407-916.
That's my favorite part. It's Doug. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Credit, by the way, is your 6 o'clock keyword, CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your shot at that $1,000, guys. Credit is your 6 o'clock keyword. Got about half an hour or so for that one. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to do the, you want to do the choice in the last segment, or you want to do it this segment?
Last segment. So I think we have it narrowed down to, how about 3?
Yeah,
Does
3 sounds
work
good.
for
Yes.
you?
Yeah, 3 sounds
and then
great.
you have to pick a winner of that, and they will get a pair of tickets to join us on the Bucks Bus this Sunday.
Very nice.
On MCA Transportation. Enjoy some Jersey Mikes. Thanks to them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to Raymond James Stadium, watch the Bucks-Falcons game, battle for first place in the division, take the Bucks Bus back here to Maitland.
There you go, man.
That's what's going to happen.
Fun time.
And I just learned that tomorrow we're going to have another pair of tickets.
Yeah, look at this guy. This guy, you got all the prizes. Look at him.
And it's not that I've been holding on to them. I've been, I'm like, hey, I need to know, are you going? Are you going?
Yeah,
are you going?
things
And
are-
they're like, okay, let me know by now. Okay, now I'm taking them back.
Yeah, things are floating around out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I was telling you guys earlier, I kind of mentioned in passing that there was an incredible story about catfishing out there right now.
Yeah.
So incredible. Matter of fact, Netflix made a series about it. It's called Sweet Bobby. All right. And it's going to be, let me see when it appears on Netflix. I didn't actually see when it started, but it's coming up soon. It's a 5-episode. Oh, it's a 2021 podcast series, but they're bringing it to Netflix. And it doesn't say when it's going to start or anything, but it follows a woman named Kirat Assi. So it's KIRATASSI. And the reason why this is such an interesting case is because of the length of time that passed during this catfishing. You know, and everybody knows what catfishing is you represent yourself as someone else online and you start a romantic relationship with somebody that doesn't really know who, millions of dollars.
But the goal is to get money?
Well, the goal, can I tell you, Jack, to be honest with you, the catfishing thing we have found is a really unique kind of happening, because a lot of times it has nothing to do with money, or it just has something to do with having fun and making a
Being
fool
bored.
of someone. Yeah, being bored. Matter of fact, I think the guy from the football player,
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Manny Tao. Is it Mante Tao? Te'ao. I don't think the person who did it to him was doing it for anything other than they just were having fun, just kind of effing with the guy. Right? I don't believe there was anything like that. And some of the catfishing cases, of course, lead into those romantic schemes where you get somebody to fall for you based on what you're telling them and showing them. But there is one thing that usually happens with catfishing. Eventually, the person requests a meeting. Right? Eventually, they're like, hey, let's meet. And what you'll see happen is a lot of the people who are doing the catfishing will come up with these excuses at the last minute. Missed my plane. The train got delayed. Whatever the case may be. Grandma's sick. And they inevitably will push these meetings off and off and off and off. And then, of course, it'll come to a head and it'll end. Then off we go, right? How long do you think this went on? How long do you think Sweet Bobby and Kirat S.E. had to dealt with a catfisher?
3 years.
What do you think, Deb?
5 years.
8 years is the answer.
Hey, add them together.
8 years. 8 years in 2010. And here's the best thing. She's a radio personality in London.
Oh, no.
She began a friendship over Facebook with a man that she believed was a guy named Bobby Jandu, who would be a wealthy heart doctor. Now, the weird thing is, there is a Bobby Jandu, and he is a heart doctor. And she actually thought she was talking to him. And actually, how it ended is she wound up contacting this guy, and he's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know any of this stuff, right? And she found out that The guy who was doing it was who? And this happens more than you would believe.
A brother.
That's a great guess.
Not a brother. An ex-boyfriend.
You were closer the first
brother?
time.
Oh yeah.
It was her second cousin was doing it to her.
What?
Her second cousin. 2018, she found out that Simran Bogle, her second cousin, created the elaborate fiction with a web of accounts and a sophisticated example of catfishing.
How many nights on Knucklehead Island did he get?
Man,
yeah, why would he do that to family?
Right now, she sued him.
Rightfully so.
That's my question. Really? For what? What would you sue somebody catfishing you for? If they didn't take money from you.
Deception.
But that's not against the law. I can lie to you right now. And that is not against. I can lie to everybody in this audience.
You just did. You told us you didn't realize Ryan Reynolds was handsome.
Oh, I don't know.
Did she win her lawsuit?
They settled out of court.
Oh, good.
So they settled out of court. Catfishing is not a crime in London under UK law. He was not charged or prosecuted. She sued him in English courts in a civil case. The pair settled a year later. She got a financial compensation and an apology letter. But check this out. The apology letter could only be shown to certain people. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Yeah. Like, he wrote a letter saying, I'm sorry for doing this, but she could only show it to a number of people that were agreed to in the post-settlement. But that's kind of common when people get civil suits like that. A lot of people, that doesn't get talked about a lot. It comes with a lot of stipulations. Like, we'll give you this money for sure. You're going to get the money, but you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And that was the case here. But how do you do that for 8 years? Like, what? Let me ask you guys. What would be the maximum? Let's say you started a relationship on Facebook, right? And you see somebody and you started, and the person doesn't have to be one of these drop dead gorgeous 9s or 10s with giant boobs and the whole stereotypical pretty, thing that they think guys want. Let's just say it's a sweet girl who seems like a real person. The photographs that she has seems real. She has friends that seem real, but it turns out not real at all. How long would it take you to have a conversation before you demanded to meet the person in person? For you guys, what would it take? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah. Assuming you're geographically relatively close to each other.
Right. Let's say you're in the States. Like, maybe you're in Florida and the person you're talking to is in Atlanta.
Oh, that's a far drive.
No, it's not, but you can meet halfway in Tallahassee.
It's baseball playoffs. Bad time for me.
What I'm saying. But how long would it take you? Here's the other thing, too. Don't you guys have a thing? Don't you have one of those sensors that when you're being BS'd? I thought women really saw through that stuff and had that whole thing with them. Like, you guys had that extra perception,
I mean, if you're talking about a woman's intuition.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
A lot of that goes out the door when you're talking about love.
Really?
Well, yeah. Think of how many times you've heard someone make the excuse for someone else's behavior because they quote unquote love them.
Sure thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and women often are a victim of these romance scams, where these guys are bilking them of money.
Right. So, yeah, you're right, 100%. And it said the episode was, the podcast was in 2021 when they told the story as a podcast. The Netflix release is coming up soon, I believe. And she tried to accuse him of grooming, but grooming for what? They never met. Again,
it's her second cousin, so they probably did.
Well, yeah, I know, but not under the guise of him being a lover or somebody that she was going after. Man, 8 years. 8 years without meeting the person.
I would love to know his motivation for that.
And the funny thing is
we have it, but we can't show it to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder if that's because of social media backlash. So she can't post the letter online, right? Because wouldn't the internet do the internet's thing?
Yeah, I think that's basically what they're saying. And you probably have to show it to him, no photographs of it, because you wouldn't want it online.
Because you don't want it to end up on the internet and then he ends up being catfished, because that would be terrible.
Right. Unbelievable, man.
You wouldn't want that kind of karma.
Her second cousin did all this stuff to her, just drug her through 8 years of torment and misery, 8 years of your life.
Well, it's 8 years that went on. It's going to be another however many years before the family actually is not fractured anymore. Can you imagine? And
before she can trust again. That's what's so scary about the online communities and stuff. It's like, you really don't have any idea what you're getting. And that's why I was like, man, I'd never do another dating service. I would never use a dating service. I would never do any of that stuff. Not ever once. It doesn't seem, and look, I know it works. I know there are people listening to us right now who are married and together because of dating services. Just not my thing, man. Like, I don't feel you can get the vibe of someone online with a conversation by typing it. You know, there's context and there's inflection in your voice that show you where somebody really means something or what really matters.
However, when you think about how we do, why is bars better when on a dating service you can match personality, likes, and all of the other things instead of a bar? It's physical attraction. And that's your starting point.
Yeah, no question. But isn't that the starting point anywhere? Wouldn't it be that way in church?
Yeah, probably.
Wouldn't that be? It would be that way at Jersey Mike's. I mean, you're looking at somebody that looks physically attractive to you, and then you're kind of hoping their personality fits as well, right? I mean, what situation would it be opposite of that? What situation could you meet other than online where you would meet somebody and you'd learn about them via words before you saw them?
But at least with a dating site, you're kind of getting a closer personality match in addition to the attraction.
Right. And that's if they're telling the truth.
That's
how
current is that picture.
Exactly. When you fill out that questionnaire, I'm guessing they're all the same. I love a guy with a sense of humor. I love a guy, it's all the same stupid stuff. But I think it's that human nuance that really attracts you to somebody. And you can't really get that through an internet service or a website or an app.
And I was going to say, and it's not something you can trust when you get it through an internet service or an app. But truth be told, you can't really know that you can trust it even when you meet them in person anyway.
You're 100% right. Nancy just said that she already watched it, and it's completely crazy. It's on Netflix right now. It doesn't really say anything in the story about where it is and what it is. They said it was a podcast first in 2021. So I'm going to check this out. Sweet Bobby, by the way, is the name of it if you want to see it. Yeah. Man, 8 years. And when the doctor she finally contacted the doctor, called his office or whatever. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. No idea who you are. That had to be a cold awakening, like a stone cold awakening.
When you think of all the family events that you've sat across from that second cousin.
Oh, yeah, no question. And the whole time it was happening, you start replaying that in your mind, don't you?
Yeah, where you're, maybe he commiserated, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that's happening. That really sucks. Only to go back 8 years and think, wow.
Yeah. And how could you, the funny thing is, you're right. Like, if you had a family meeting like that, how would you not pick up on some of the language cues? Like, maybe, how would you know that? If they said something that seemed a little odd, how would you know that personal thing about me? There's no way you could do it for 8 years and not slip at least once or twice, right?
But yet, you're not going to go to family as being the source of that information.
You're never going to assume that. She's a cute girl, too. That's the thing. Is she's a cute girl, young, All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Take a little break. We'll come back. We'll find out who won this round of Talk Like a Pirate. What do you
For the Bucks Bus.
Yeah, that's right, for the Bucks Bus. And we'll do You Heard It Here First. That's next on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's going on in Central Florida? Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We continue to watch brighter skies coming into Florida. Beautiful weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Afternoon highs in the middle 80s, overnight lows in the middle 60s. Just awesome for late October. Next week, the winds will come back, but in the tropics, we're watching the potential, at least, for a tropical system to form in early November in the Caribbean. If it does, it would get the name Patty.
This report is sponsored by MD Now. Coming down with something and don't know what it is? Know now at MD Now. Their physician-led team can test for, diagnose, and treat a variety of illnesses. Just walk in or use their convenient web check-in. Visit mdnow.com and get back to better.
Guys, not a big secret that the real estate market is changing and booming now more than ever. And with your home being your most valuable asset, you, my friends, need a real estate company that's always one step ahead of the market. That's whether you're buying or selling, and that is the Nickley Group. These guys sell homes on average for 6% more than their competitors, and even better, they sell them twice as fast as well. Also, clients on average save about $24,000 when purchasing a home with the Nickley Group. And now with the interest rates lower than they've been in months, actually, your buying power is now like $40,000 to $50,000 greater than it was just a year ago. September just set the record for the highest average sales price in Central Florida. So what I'm saying is the houses are still valuable, and that means your house could be valuable. And don't sleep on their website, because at the NickleyGroup.com, you can get a guaranteed cash offer for your house. You know what that means? No showings, no open houses, no hassle, and you can close in 14 days. You can also get your home valued instantly using their current market data, or you can list your house. All of that right there on the website. By the way, while you're there, download their free buyer's guide. This thing is stacked with useful information about the home buying and selling process. Be a smart buyer or seller. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 689-305-2853. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 689-305-2853. That's 689-305-2853.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Taking an antidepressant but still dealing with stress, mood swings, and trouble sleeping? Maybe your depression medication isn't working as well as it could. Find out by taking part in a clinical research study. Compensation is available to those who qualify and enroll. Call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100 or go to cnshealthcare.com to schedule an assessment for more on this depression research study for people who aren't satisfied with their current depression medication. That's cnshealthcare.com.
Sometimes where a crime took place leads you to answer why the crime happened in the first place. Hi, I'm Sloan Glass, host of the new true crime podcast, American Homicide. In this series, we'll examine some of the country's most infamous and mysterious murders and learn how the location of the crime becomes a character in the story. Listen to American Homicide on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search American Homicide and start listening.
Marijuana is scientifically proven to be safer than alcohol, but casual marijuana users are treated like dangerous criminals. It's time for a change, and law enforcement officers across Florida agree. Here's Bradford County Sheriff Gordon Smith with more.
Using marijuana doesn't make you a bad person, and it's time we stop ruining lives over it. I'm a Republican sheriff, and I'm voting yes on Amendment 3 for safe, tested, regulated marijuana for adults. Amendment 3 will get marijuana laced with Chinese fentanyl off our streets and save countless Florida lives. With more funding for law enforcement to crack down on the real criminal, it's time. Vote yes on Amendment 3.
Amendment 3, legal marijuana for adults, safe, regulated, lab tested, and from a store, not the street. Get the facts at yeson3.com.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Smart and Save Florida, 1400 Village Square Boulevard, suite number 3321, Tallahassee, Florida, 32312.
Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than Frogger's Grill and Bar. We've got your sports fix covered with Saturday college football, NFL football on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays too. Catch all the action on our tons of high-definition TVs while enjoying drink specials available all week long. Don't miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. What's the keyword? I'll throw my paper out.
Credits.
There you go. CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your 10 minutes. You got about a chance to win that $1,000. Go get that cash.
Get it. We need a winner.
It's like taking your seatbelt off in the driveway.
That's right.
Car's still moving.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
I am.
All right. So we have our...
3 contestants.
Oh, yeah, we do. We have our 3 contestants for the... what are we calling this again? The
JCS Bucks Bus.
Yeah, the Pirate, but it's the...
Pirate Pep Talk.
Yeah, the Pirate Pep Talk. For some reason, I couldn't remember that.
Yeah,
for some
so
stupid
it's
reason.
talking like a pirate, picking up the team as the Tampa Bay Bucks after a rough Monday night. They will battle on the gridiron against the Atlanta Falcons for supremacy in the NFC South Division. We will be going there with a bunch of listeners, and this is a way to earn 2 passes to join us on the bus and at the game.
Yeah, for sure. You get, of course, lunch from Jersey Mike's as well.
Yeah, and all aboard a beautiful bus from MCA Transportation.
Yeah, big thanks, guys. We appreciate that. All right, let's hear the 3 and find a winner today.
Here we go. Here's the first one.
You dirty scallywags. This is Boston Unicorn out here, pirating my ship along in the high seas. I'm embarrassed for you, I say. Embarrassed. I can't believe you have no faith in the Bucs this weekend, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Do you not remember the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl against the Patriots? 21-3 they were winning. 21-3. And they blew it. They'll blow it again this weekend, too. Go Bucs!
I love the anger at the end.
So aggro.
He says they're going to blow it and then yells, "Go Bucks."
Yeah. No, he's saying Atlanta's going to blow it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Our Captain Jimmy, this is Gary, the popcorn pirate. And do you know how much pirates pay for corn? About $1 an ear. And that's what I'll pay to go on your scallywag schooner this Sunday to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers whoop up on the Atlanta Tweety Birds. I will pay popcorn for everyone on the bus, and I will go up there and cheer my heart out. Arr.
Not bad.
I like the Buccaneer.
All right.
Right. Yar! Gather round me, Buccaneers, for I know ye be feeling a bit in the depths after Monday's loss to the Baltimore Buzzards. But alas, me Buccaneers, for even with the loss of our first and second mates, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, we'll sail back into Tampa Bay, raise our swords, and fire our cannons, sending falcon carcasses to the Kraken and their very souls to Davy Jones's locker.
That laugh was great. Har, har, har.
But the references,
Oh, yeah, too
I
good.
just, it's so tight.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so tight.
Well,
for me, it's that third one.
Yeah, for me, it's the third one as well.
Yeah.
Third one as
Yeah,
well.
So
There you go.
good. Good job, buddy. I mean, seriously, good job for everybody today,
and
though.
The popcorn guy was great as well. So
Seriously.
Yeah.
So we'll do this again tomorrow because we did find
Is it
another...
going to be the same thing, or are we going to mix it up?
What
Do
do
they
you
have to
mean?
do something different?
Oh, maybe we'll think it's something different, but we'll do the pirate thing because, I mean, that's apropos.
It does fit.
Very good. All right, 407.
And it fits.
916-1041. Deb, let's do You Heard It Here first.
I guess so.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on The Jim Colbert Show.
A federal appeals court is weighing the constitutionality of a Florida gun law. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta heard arguments Tuesday concerning the law that bans anyone under 21 from buying rifles and other long guns. The National Rifle Association is challenging the law on grounds that the age restriction is a violation of Second Amendment rights. The law went into effect 6 years ago following the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County. Meanwhile, opponents of Amendment 1 on Florida's ballot were rallying today in Orlando and around the state. We heard Scott Maxwell talk about this in the 5 o'clock hour, but if passed, it would require candidates running for school board to declare their party affiliation. Laura Munoz with the Florida Student Power says if passed, Amendment 1 would further politicize schools.
And so it really will further weaken our democracy, politicize our schools when we really need to center education, not politics in our schools.
A new poll by Hill Emerson is former President Trump leading Vice President Harris by 8 points in Florida. In the U.S. Senate race, incumbent Republican Rick Scott has a 4-point lead over Debbie Murcarsol-Powell. Meanwhile, Harris's husband, First Gentleman Doug Emhoff, will campaign this evening in Broward and Miami-Dade. And the final number is in, gentlemen. L.A. Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani's historic 50-50 ball has been sold at auction for... What do you think?
So I think the initial price was it was supposed to go for about $3.5 million. That's what I heard. Is like they thought it would be $3.5 million when it sold.
Wow.
I think it's going to be more than that. And the reason why is because of this thing he did after the fact, I believe, is when the 50-50 thing is such a big deal. And the kid is still, what's his 4th season in the league or something?
Yeah, but he also had a career in Japan, too.
Yeah.
He's not a baby. He's very old.
Yeah.
He's about as old as you are.
What's he, 28?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so you figure he's got at least five more years at this level.
Hey, I have nightmares about him this week.
Yeah, for sure. You know what? I'll go a little hotter than that. I'll go $3.85 million.
All right, Jack.
Okay, and I am going to put my chips on the fact that the world is coming back to reality, and no one's paying that much for a stupid baseball. So I'll take the under at 3.79
points. Jimmy for over $4 million.
Wow.
It's crazy. Crazy.
That's unbelievable.
It is the highest price paid for any sports ball in history.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. Actually, it sold for $4.392 million. Ohtani hit the ball for a home run in Miami last month, becoming the first player in Major League history to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in the same season. The fan who caught the ball was reportedly offered $300,000 for it on the spot by the LA Dodgers, but he turned them down. The identity of the buyer has not been revealed because if you remember, there's still a couple of lawsuits that are going on in Miami right now after the guy who caught the ball said it was wrestled out of his hand by the guy who's just sold it for over $4 million. So they can't transfer ownership of the ball to whomever paid this highest bid until they determine who owns the ball.
Right, and I think that Goldwyn company that handles most of the high-level merchandise through sports memorabilia, I think they're the ones that sold it. And I find it kind of odd that he did that with this pending litigation because, I mean, they have the best reputation in the business for this. They handle all the big stuff. It's like one guy in his company. That's it.
Wow.
Well, you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you, Deb. Good job today. We appreciate that very much. Who do we have to thank today?
Good job today, Deb.
I know. It's like
yesterday you just weren't yourself.
We haven't seen you in a bit, so give you some words of encouragement there.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. First, we want to thank Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training. If you did miss his segment today, do not worry. The Animal House podcast has already been posted. You can get all of the information, including contact information there. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, thank you so much for helping all of us voters figure out the insanity that is the ballot. Ross Padgett with Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. Definitely want to catch him at 8 o'clock tonight after a corporate time with Tom and Dan. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate that very much. Chat question of the day?
Yeah, it's one we've been doing several times as the lead up to this election that we're having in less than 2 weeks.
Is it driving you crazy?
It's who are you voting for?
Did you just give the two choices?
No.
Okay.
Harris, Trump, other, or not voting. Right? Harris, Trump, other, or not voting.
You know, I would think that Trump probably has the edge.
Okay, well, based on the poll results that Deb just gave, you would think that. However, we did it in two places. On Instagram, Harris has 52%, Trump has 37%, 4% other, 6% not voting.
Yeah.
On our YouTube chat, it's 54% for Harris, 29% for Trump, 8% for other, 9% not voting.
See, that's why I added the other not voting for that, by the way. I wanted to, you look at those percentages, that's insane. So when you add the not voting or what was the other one?
Other,
it's 17%.
Yeah.
That is a gigantic portion of the audience that do not know what they're going to do or just choosing to do nothing.
Hey, Jill Stein is out there, bud.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's get out of here tomorrow. We have a big show coming up for you. Danny Meyering, Colbert Court.
Bucks Bus.
Bucks Bus opportunities. What else do we have? There's something else in there. I forgot.
Colbert Court. It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
Oh, Frogger's football forecast.
Football forecast. There
It's a baby Saturday.
It's a baby Saturday. Hey, on behalf of Devin Jack, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from, not our friends from Real Laughs, Good Sauce at 8 o'clock, then our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
And put some hump in your day. Bye.
It's the damn dentures, y'all.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.